Revised numbers for March and April also show even more hiring than had been reported. The unemployment rate remains unchanged at 4.3%, where it's been for most of the year.
ABC's Sherry Preston reporting. On Wall Street, the gains in jobs not reflected. The Dow is down 410, S&P is down 135, and the NASDAQ dropping a full 3%. It's minus 807 points. And we check the WTIC forecast.
During the afternoon, mostly sunny and dry conditions continue with the high temperature close to 90 in Hartford. And as we go into tonight, it's partly cloudy, lows between 60 and 65. Sunshine mixing with clouds Saturday, hot and becoming a bit more humid. High temperatures in the upper 80s to low 90s. And we do pick up the chance for a shower or thunderstorm by the second half of tomorrow afternoon or evening. And a couple of showers in the area Saturday night with the chance for a thunderstorm, lows in the 60s. Sunday looks partly sunny, still a possible shower or thunder shower, highs in the low 80s. Still a bit of humidity around 2. The humidity will go away by Monday. It's mostly sunny then with a high near 80. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
90 degrees now. Sports game 2 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks in San Antonio. New York, of course, took game 1. Red Sox at the Yankees. Play-by-play coverage on WTIC starts with a pregame at 6:05. Mets in San Diego. The first place Yard Goats in Portland. And the WNBA, the Sun in Chicago. For more, check out WTIC.com. I'm Dave Maker. WTIC 1080 News.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Audie and Hearing.
Homeowners are still sitting on COVID-era low mortgage rates. Brian Wickert of AccuDebt Mortgage in suburban Milwaukee says that trend won't change anytime soon.
My honest opinion is no.
He says home buyers frustrated by high prices and low inventory will have to wait for life to happen.
I got 2 more kids now. I got to sell. It's life events, not interest rates, that drive that kind of decision to list your home.
I'm Rob Hart.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, Eric Hogarth with Money Wisdom. This week we tackle what makes the risk of outliving your money so real in today's financial landscape and what you can do about it. Tune into Money Wisdom on TIC News Talk 1080.
Wisdom Teeth giving you trouble? Columbia Dental's expert oral surgeons specialize in comfortable and efficient wisdom tooth removal. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit columbiadental.com.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Attention Southern New England HVAC and mechanical contractors. Eagle Rivet is your trusted roofing partner for professional roof penetrations and flashing. We ensure your customers' roofs remain watertight during installations, protecting their warranties. We also offer complimentary roof inspections to identify potential issues before any HVAC work begins. Call Eagle Rivet today at 860-953-1231 or visit us online at eaglerivet.com. That's EAGLERIVET.com. Eagle Rivet is proud to support Rebuilding Together Hartford.
Eat it up, the Hartford Yard Goats. Eat it up.
The Yard Goats are back home Tuesday, June 9th for 6 straight games. Tuesday is Eras Night with DJ Swifty. Celebrate the Queen of Pop. Wednesday is Pride Night. Thursday is 80s Night with the Yard Goats cap giveaway. Friday and Saturday we have fireworks. And Sunday kids run the bases after the game. Find out why Duncan Park was named the best ballpark in America by Newsweek. Get your tickets today at yardgoatsbaseball.com.
Eat it up.
At Audie and Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up low. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah! Yes. This is not a test. It's the man, and dare I say, the world's most hated man. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080, right here live. I want to give a big, hearty shout out to the men and women of law enforcement right here in Hartford, in Farmington, in Bristol, in Waterbury. Hell, everywhere else. I don't care where you are. If you wear the badge, I mean, you see me in the street, and I may be doing 70 into 65. Give a brother a break. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry, I don't speed. All those folks that were down there today, representing Officer Joe Magnano in that at that place. I got to tell you, thank you. It was a pleasure meeting many of you. It's a pleasure to meet his mother, who is a lovely woman. It was great to see some people who I've talked to in the past. In fact, one of the police officers. Do you remember, Rozan, one of the police officers? I don't even know if you were well, you were on the show, but I don't know you were on the show that particular day. But I know we were out the day we found out about it. And we were doing our usual tours, and we got the picture of the police officers who carried the casket of a woman from a funeral
the one
last
where
summer.
Her funeral got shot up by her own family
That's
members.
correct.
Right.
And one of the police officers who was in a photo I think deserves a Pulitzer. Whoever took that photograph, I think it was in the Hartford Current, of those officers carrying that woman's casket out because they had to clear it out. It was a police investigation. They had to hold up the whole funeral to send that woman off to be laid to rest. Those police officers jumped at the opportunity to show her dignity. Mm-hmm. Well, I met one of the officers who was on the show and carried him. He was there for Officer Joe Magnano. And it was, again, it was such a show of force, brotherhood, that, you know, I'm almost envious in the sense, I know Joe knows he's supported. I know he saw that he's going through it, but if he's got one iota of thinking that he doesn't have the backing of his brothers and sisters who were there, in fact, I think it's been completely dismissed in his mind. Now, I again, making this about me because I know I shouldn't. I just have to make something abundantly clear. To a lot of folks who are saying Reese, I can't believe you siding with the 5-0, the po-po, the police. I can only say to them, eat it. On the real. I mean, man to man, brother to brother, black man to black man, Negro to Negro. I don't care. I don't care. If I'm siding with anybody, I'm siding with consistency here. Let me break it down for you. It's real consistent. We all grieve for the fact that Stephen Jones died that day. Even Joe Magnano, you saw it in the photograph, his hand on his head, wishing he didn't have to do it. It was not done with malice. I don't give a damn what any of you people say. We all know that. We saw it. This is not something, you know those moments when we say, I don't know what it was in his heart. We saw what was in his heart, in his face. So please calm down. We know it wasn't done. We know he regrets having to take his life, but he followed his training and he did what he was supposed to do. You're going to have to come to grips with that. But back to me. I have to side with the people who run towards the danger than the people who run and hide when the danger shoots up your block. You understand? You are not that resilient when your block is shot up. You are not that resilient. You don't come out of the woodworks when little babies are shot and killed through drive-bys or stray bullets. You are not this diligent. I'm just saying, these men who, by the way, Corey Betts, president of the Hartford NAACP, made it a point to say 95% of the police officers there do not live in Hartford. But you want to know what I find interesting in that statement, Corey? Here's what I find interesting. They don't live there, but they choose to work there and run towards the danger to save your sorry ass. Those people don't live there, and they put their lives on the line in a community they don't even live in. Even you don't do that, brother, and you live there. They do the job, you don't. They come from their probably beautiful communities. White picket fence, white people everywhere, probably waking up every morning with the birds chirping. Chirp, 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 chirp. Beautiful, kissing their lovely families goodbye. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you, kiddies. I'm going to the absolute asphalt jungle to go deal with people who are going to shoot at me, disrespect me, and treat me like I'm garbage while I'm there trying to keep the community safe. And they do it every day. You're right, sir. They don't even live in your community. And you didn't even think of that. You didn't even think of that. And here's something else you didn't think of. Where are the people in your community who are stepping up to patrol the community that they live in? I don't see a lot of them lining up to recruit. Don't see them. Wonder why. I don't see you out there trying to get people in the community to come in and serve and protect the community they live in. I wonder why. I don't see you with the mayor. I don't see you with Corey. What's his name? Chris Murphy. I don't see you guys getting together, pitching a tent, talking about, come on, brother, protect your own. No. I see you out there criticizing the people who could ask, hey, can I get a cushier place to work? Hey, can I go someplace where, when I show up, the kids go, hi, officer. The ones that I can stand out in the street with, maybe throw the football around with, they can get to know me. Hey, that's Officer Tim, Mom. He's great. Not, hey, that's them pigs. They show up every day. They keep coming back. And what did they get for that today? They ain't even from this community. Weird. Weird how people do that. I'm completely stunned by it. This isn't about whether or not there are bad cops. There are bad everything. There are even bad civil rights leaders.
Bad drug dealers.
There are all types of bad people, my friend. I understand that you say that you're never, ever coming on my show. With all due respect, I never needed you on my show. I asked you to be on the show to see if we could actually fix your neighborhood, to get people interested in what you care about. But you said, no, I'll never come on. No problem, brother. Having said that, I figured out there's a way to remedy this. I was thinking about it on the drive back from Hartford into Farmington. Rozan, if you will allow me, I think I'm going to take on another role. I think that we really need racial justice in Hartford, if not Connecticut overall. And because I know that we can't rely on the civil rights organizations that say that they are here to care for them, NAACP, the Urban League, Blacks for Whatever, Black Lives Matter 860, with them being fickle about who it is that they represent, not showing up when it really is a racial issue, and then showing up when it isn't, looking for clicks and press credentials. I figured it's only right that I start a civil rights organization, one that really gets results. I have the bully pulpit of WTIC, and I can use it every day. Now listen, this is important. It is very important. If you have a racial grievance in Connecticut, a legitimate one, I want you to contact Reese on the Radio. I want you to go to reeseontheradio.com and just air your grievance right there. Right in the little comment section, tell me what racial grievance you have. Now, hold on. This is important. My civil rights organization is going to be something completely different. It's going to be one that first gets results and makes sure that it is 100% inclusive. I'm calling it the National Association for the Advancement of Everybody. It is a real civil rights organization. Are you Italian being discriminated against? Call me. Guatemalan? Ecuadorian? Black? White? Polish? If you have been discriminated against, I want to be the guy that gets you justice. And it doesn't matter who it is who's been racially discriminatory towards you. Doesn't matter. I'm going to get your results. We're going to platform your grievance right here, and we will get in touch with the people who have aggrieved you in any way, who have disrespected you in any way, and we are going to get results. We're going to do real civil rights work around here. Not the, jump around and figure out where we'll get our leverage. Everything counts. And we will vet the process. We will vet everyone who calls up. But this is about getting everybody to be treated fairly. Not a particular protected class. Everybody. Or as they say in the hood, everybody.
What about being racially profiled? I get racially profiled all the time.
Somebody called you white.
All the time.
Yes, we should absolutely address that. Whoever it is that called you white, we will definitely bring them to justice.
Listen, all you folks who insist on calling me a white woman or a ignorant white B-word, listen, call the show. Let's talk about this.
No, I'm dead. Listen to me. I'm dead serious.
So
I'm
sick of being racially profiled.
Okay.
Incorrectly racially. Don't misracial me.
Don't misracial me.
Yeah, don't misracial me.
The bottom line is this. These organizations do not care about getting results. What they care about is separation. Divide is profitable. Do you understand that? And that's the reason why Corey Betts says I'll never come on your show. Because there is no way to make any money coming on my show. When Reese on the Radio said I came to Connecticut to end the racial divide here, when I said I was coming here to hold the people of power accountable, that they will not be able to use race as a cudgel against people for any reason, I meant it for everyone. That the governor was not going to be able to say, well, people of color are scared. How do you know? Please justify it. Please qualify it. There are more people who've seen my exchange than him talking about it, even at the Democrat convention. More people have seen my exchange with him. Everybody in the state has seen it. And they know exactly what he's doing, and they know exactly what he did. The day of the Geechee is gone, folks. It's over. It's a joke, and we are going to make sure that justice has everything to do with following the letter of the law, following the evidence, and getting to the results. And whatever happens at the end, if you don't like it, you put an H on your chest and you handle it. It's that simple. We don't care about your racial grievance. Those days are over. The money train comes to a stop. It's over. And I'm telling you, I'm fighting this tooth and nail because it is dividing the country and it's putting more people in danger. And what I mean by that is this simple, is that by gravy train running tours, like this ambulance chasing that's happening in the civil rights organizations, to use Stevie Jones as a means to line your pockets, only puts, and again, when the state or the city decides to pay whatever ransom that Ben Crum and Al Sharpton decide that they will accept by the city, the state, or whatever, it is only going to make the officers who work that beat, who again drag themselves out of their beautiful neighborhoods to come into your hole, it's going to make them more reluctant to save you, more reluctant to protect you. You are treating them like an enemy combatant, not like the law enforcement that is there to do the work and run towards the danger that you're all facing regularly. Go ahead.
I'm wondering, where was Corey Betts when Tashira Dorival was murdered, or Christopher Shannon was murdered, or Dante Barnes was murdered? These are 3 young black people killed in Hartford. I'm assuming, because I've not done a full search on them yet, but you know, where's the civil rights activism for those individuals murdered in the city of Hartford?
I want to tell you something that Yusef Kente said to me. Remember him? Mm-hmm. Yusef Kente, yeah. Yusef Kente said this once to me in a debate. And I said, you know, you seem to be always emotional about police officers who kill an unarmed black man. And it is always taboo to mention the amount of crime and death and murder that happens in the inner city. But I got to ask, don't they care about those deaths? Do they not resonate with people in the black community when dozens of people, hundreds of people die in the inner city? Why isn't that just as crucial? Why isn't that just as important? And he said, and I'll quote it verbatim, "That's just brothers killing brothers."
Well, that's fine then, as long as it's little thugs shooting little thugs, we good with it. But the minute somebody who came into our community in an attempt to keep everybody else safe, now it's a problem.
The bottom line is that
got it.
Without
even black cops,
that's right. Without, I mean, it's just telling everything. The truth is that black kids should only be killed by black kids. That's the acceptable level of which violence can happen in the inner city. That's why they ignore it. But I'll go one step further. A black woman said this. I was on Judge Joe Brown's podcast, and a black woman said this. And I'll never forget it. In fact, I'll find the quote because I printed it. She said, the reason why people in the African-American community will never step up for the violence and the murders that happen in their community is because they are so scared that they'll be next. I believe the latter is much more truthful than the former. And that's why I say they don't have any courage to run into the danger. But criticizing the people who do will never be tolerated by me.
I don't see them calling Pookie and them to come and investigate murders.
Absolutely not. We got to take a break. We'll come back, more news, more views, and we'll talk about our experience in the courtroom today on Lafayette Street when we return. It's Reese on the radio.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest.
Is life insurance still on your list of New Year's resolutions? Now is the perfect time to add it. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40 and her $5,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Running a small business is a daily balancing act. One late shipment, one price hike, one employee issue, and your whole month, maybe the entire year, could be in trouble. That's where LendSeek comes in.
I needed $100,000 fast to keep up with inventory demands. LendSeek had me funded the same day I applied. Between their AI platform finding the fastest deal and a dedicated funding specialist guiding the process, it couldn't have been easier.
Our AI-driven platform matches your business with the right program from over 100 funders, up to $2 million in as fast as 24 hours. Don't wait until it's too late. If you've been in business at least 2 years with more than $500,000 in annual revenue, qualifying is simple. No collateral, no out-of-pocket costs, no hassle. From lines of credit, term loans to revenue-based financing, LendSeek is open for business. Apply in minutes at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
And now, a WTIC news update.
90 degrees in Hartford at 2:30. I'm Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News. It's been a very red day on Wall Street, especially on the NASDAQ, as big tech companies are losing ground. NVIDIA, for instance, is down 5.7% today, and the NASDAQ is now down 3.6%, minus 965 points. Dow is off more than 500 points, the S&P dropping 165. This after the Labor Department says the U.S. added 172,000 jobs in May, more than expected.
Leisure and hospitality went on a hiring spree in May, adding 70,000 jobs, including 48,000 just in food, services, and drinking places alone. Meanwhile, we're continuing to see a decline or stagnation in white-collar jobs. Financial activities took the biggest hit, declining by 22,000 jobs in May, and now down 107,000 jobs since a recent peak in May of 2025.
ABC's Taylor Dunn. Unemployment remained at 4.3%. The shooting death of a man Wednesday morning in Milford has been ruled a homicide. The chief medical examiner says 69-year-old Frederick Warner died of gunshot wounds to his head, torso, and extremities. Police say intruders broke into Warner's East Broadway home, shot him and 69-year-old Sandra Cooper, who was also struck in the head. Police call it a targeted attack, the motive unknown. It was around sunrise that the Senate approved a $70 billion bill to fund immigration agencies. Republicans shot down a series of amendments, including one that would have permanently prevented President Trump's $1.8 billion fund for convicted allies. Senator Richard Blumenthal says Attorney General Todd Blanche claims the fund is dead, but he's not so sure.
But in this administration, you really need to put things in writing and often in statute. And the same is true about this immunity deal for his tax returns.
The bill now heads to the House. Blumenthal, a guest on Bryan and Company this morning. A key change at the agency that oversees the state parks and much more. Deep Commissioner Katie Dykes will leave her position next month. The governor's office says she'll be exploring new professional opportunities. She's been commissioner since the start of Governor Lamont's first term in 2019. And we check the WTIC forecast.
This afternoon, it's rather hot. Temperature getting up to about 90 in Hartford. A northwest wind at about 10 to 15 miles per hour and still comfortably low humidity. Partly cloudy tonight, low 60 to 65 degrees. We'll see sun mixing with clouds on Saturday. It's going to be hot and a bit more humid tomorrow. Highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. And there is the chance for a shower or thunderstorm by later tomorrow into tomorrow evening. A couple showers around Saturday night with the chance for a thunderstorm, lows in the 60s. Partly sunny Sunday, chance for a shower or thunder shower, highs in the low 80s, maybe 80 to 85. Still a bit of humidity, but Monday's mostly sunny with low humidity and a high around 80. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
90 degrees now. Sports game 2 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks in San Antonio. Red Sox at the Yankees with the coverage on WTIC starting at 6:05. Mets in San Diego and the first place Yard Goats in Portland. NASCAR racing legend and longtime broadcaster Ned Jarrett has died. He was 93. And reporting our top story, the NASDAQ now down almost 1,000 points or 3.7%, and the Dow is down almost 500. For more, check out WTIC.com. I'm Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
Tune in tomorrow night to WTIC News Talk 1080 as the Boston Red Sox take on the New York Yankees. Sponsored by BPS Lawyers. When it comes to the law, you don't just need a lawyer, you need a full-service law firm.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
I'm Tom Tierney from the Green Cremation. When my family started this company, we wanted to give Connecticut families a kinder, more sustainable choice. Our water-based process, known as aquamation, is a gentle, flame-free alternative that eliminates smoke, fumes, and toxic emissions. It's a natural, peaceful way to return your loved one to the earth while protecting the planet for future generations. As Connecticut's only provider, we're honored to help families make a difference, one farewell at a time. Visit thegreencremation.com to learn more or pre-plan today.
Brian Jackman here for CertaPro Painters. I don't know about you, but for me, I want to be able to trust the people that do work on my house. That's why CertaPro Painters could be perfect for you. They get the job done right because they take pride in what they do. And by the way, the painting is professional and all of it at the right price. When you choose CertaPro Painters, you're not just hiring a service, you're partnering with a local professional with over 70,000 5-star reviews. So schedule your free estimate today online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Whittlesey Accounting Advisory Technology wants you to think about golf. Travelers Championship opening day is in just 17 days.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combination therapies that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You can even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and to the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. That's northeastmenshealth.com. Northeast Men's Health, advanced medical science to empower male performance.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's ruffgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's ruffgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
This Travelers Championship Charity Spotlight is brought to you by Thomaston Savings Bank.
Discover the heart behind the Travelers Championship, a PGA Tour event with a mission to make a difference. The Travelers Championship supports hundreds of nonprofit organizations, including Elbow Bump Kid Inc., a community-driven organization dedicated to supporting families impacted by type 1 diabetes. Elbow Bump Kid Inc.'s mission is to provide families affected by type 1 diabetes the opportunity to connect, thrive, learn, and grow despite their diagnosis. Their programs include Diaversary Cards, newly diagnosed T1D resource support, Girl Power events, T1D college support, scholarships, and help for families facing economic hardship. Elbow Bump Kid Inc. also offers support for newly diagnosed families in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Western Mass, along with resources for those navigating celiac disease or the transition to college. Keep listening to WTIC News Talk 1080 for more inspiring Travelers Championship charity spotlights sponsored by Thomaston Savings Bank.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio. If you saw me actually punching the air off the camera, I was like, oh. I'm trying to call Adam 12 because I think he's working on something for me, and I'm trying to figure out. Adam has the worst text ability ever because he talks into his phone, and because he has this thick accent, whatever that comes in, I can't understand it. Adam, if you are telling me that you got the mother, please just type yes. Did you get the mother? Are we going to be talking to the mother soon? Just say yes. That's all you have to do. Just write that.
Or no.
Or no.
It's no.
Yeah, if it's no.
Right?
Just get that so I can understand. He writes all of this stuff, and I'm trying to read it, and I'm trying to call him, and because we live in some sort of weird lead fortress, my phone calls won't go out. And it's like, it's a million things. So we have so many stories going on, and it's like, it's based on the J. Allen Jones case. If you haven't heard and it hasn't been publicized, it should be. Finally, we are coming to a head where next week we are having the release of the J. Allen Jones video. I want to thank everybody who worked on that diligently to get to that point. So we're finally getting that done. And we understand that his mother, or at least a representative for his mother, Attorney Murphy, has seen that. He was in the article. I'll read something about it later on today. Stand by for that. Also, we have a guest today. Chris Lancia is going to be here finally because for some odd reason he forgot that he was a guest on this show 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, but now he's remembering to come by. And I understand there's pizza involved. It better be good.
Pizza?
Yeah, pizza. Anyway, yeah, he's sort of bringing it as a peace offering.
My inner fat girl is starving.
Your inner fat girl is starving.
Pizza.
I want to say one more thing about this whole issue that happened, this arraignment, as it were, at the courthouse on Lafayette Street. And Evelise Carrera, who is the, I guess, vice president, co-president of Black Lives Matter 860, gave a statement. And she gave this statement before Corey Betts made his ridiculous claim about, I noticed none of these police officers are from the neighborhood. By the way, I just got word. Neither of you don't live in a neighborhood, Corey. Interesting. You live in Bloomfield. Talk about pot and kettle, brother. Dude.
Well, you know, when people do better, they move up out the hood.
But I'm just saying, you're going to criticize the officers who come to work in the community. You don't even live there. What?
Told you I'm a NIMBY.
Like, what? What? Anyway, I don't even want to talk about that. Anyway, I'm enough with this guy. Actually, not really, because I got more stuff. I got to tell you, so Evelise Carrera was there, Corey Betts, as also mentioned, and a couple of other people. And there was one gentleman who was there who was, although he is a Stevie Jones supporter, he showed a lot of love at that press conference for the Hartford police, knowing that they run into danger. He was very measured.
He was a very rational human being.
He was. Did you get his name?
I did.
You got his info?
Yes, I did.
All right. We're going to have him on the show. Because even I said, that's the guy who should be the president of the NAACP. Right. I said it right there in the press conference.
Yeah.
Because he was like, look, I think that the police officers were here. And again, as a citizen, I don't know what organization he's a part of. He stood there with the press, who barely asked any questions. But he stood there and he asked Ruddy, James Ratowski, our good friend, he asked him everything, and James stood there and answered every question coming from the average citizen, which talks to the transparency of this police department and its union.
Right.
Anyone who has a question, Ruddy stood there and answered.
He did.
And he said, look, there are some things I can't give it. And even gave them homework, which they all looked around and said, huh? It was like they had to read the warrant. Ruddy told you, read the warrant. Everything you need to know is in the warrant. And they're all looking at him like, what are you not? I'm going, maybe you should do your homework. Do your homework. Read the warrant. And it was clear that no one did. Do you know what they read? Cop shot black guy. That's it. Like no one's even doing their job. Cop shot a black guy. News on 11. And then Ruddy tells you, read the warrant. It'll tell you, I'm not even have to give it away. Read the warrant. You'll be able to tell yourself. And he even gave them a hint. He led them down the primrose path. And they still looked at him like, huh? And I'm like, I'm shaking my head. What the hell?
Well, the liberal media was taught not to investigate for themselves. It's dangerous, remember?
Well, that's true. That's right. Doing your own research.
So tell me what I'm supposed to say, and I'll say that with
Exactly.
conviction.
Now, back to Evilise Carrera. She gave a statement, and she said she found it odd that there were so many people from the police department and supporters of Joe Magnano who had filled the courtroom.
Packed
the courtroom. Packing the courtroom because they did not want to allow family members or friends of Stevie Jones to attend. We looked around. From the moment we got there, which was, I want to say, a little more than a half an hour, I would say 40 minutes before court began, we were there, and I was looking for Black Lives Matter. I was looking for the NAACP. I was looking for Benjamin Crump. I was looking for Al Sharpton or any other, even Scott Extra Large.
I remember
looking
asking,
for all of them.
Yeah, I remember asking you, is that the family over there? And you said,
no.
And you identified who they all were. There was no family
None
present.
at all for Stephen
Mr.
Jones, right? But all the police department was there, and Evilise makes this comment that says, I can't believe that there was no room for the family to be here, which I asked, well, this was a public hearing that was announced for a while. Why didn't they show up? To which we got no answer. Can I tell you what the real answer is? It's real simple, okay? The family's not showing up for the JV squad. This is a political witch hunt. Let me school you, or as I like to say, hip you to the jive. The bottom line is this. That family's not showing up unless the big dogs are there. The political puppets. See, when Benjamin Crumb is coming into town or Al Sharpton's coming into town, you all show up because you need them for prestige. This arraignment, everybody knew about it, but apparently Benjamin Crump had other plans, as did Al Sharpton. You know, with all due respect, there are other cities to fleece. We all can't be on the same schedule. When they show up as a force to be reckoned with for the sole purpose of making sure the cameras are there to make sure that they make their case so that they can get their check. This is about a check. This is profiting off of death. Make no mistake. They know I'll tell them right to their face. They know they can't dispute it. It is a cottage industry. It's a grift. And that arraignment should have had the family there. But without Ben Crump or Al Sharpton or Scott Extra Large, they ain't showing up for the JV team. And that's the local NAACP and Black Lives Matter 860. Sorry, you do not have that kind of political clout yet. You're working on it, but you ain't there yet. And the reason why Joe Magnano had the support that he had is because they know, everyone knows, the police department knows. I didn't hear anybody make any mention of there were nothing but white cops there.
No, because there weren't.
That's right. Did we see very diverse police officers?
Absolutely.
Did I see black girls as well as black men, as well as Hispanic men, Hispanic women? Yeah. Did we see that?
Yep.
Yes, we saw. We saw a very diverse police department showing up for Joe Magnano, which puts a big giant pin inside the balloon that you folks like to call racial equity. It made everyone there look ridiculous. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Lenny Esposito, who weirdly enough came all the way from the New York Police Department.
That's the gentleman I was talking to.
Drove all the way up from New York
Yeah.
to show support. So this is not only multicultural, it is also multi-state. Okay?
Well, I think what I thought was really telling, two things that Corey Betts said was one thing that he said to Mark off camera was he literally walks up to me and Mark while we're talking to Mr. Fair, and he says, and he points at Mark's face and he goes, "Race matters." That
To
was
what?
it. I don't know. Race matters. Like, that was important for him to say to Mark that
Yes.
race matters. But the other thing that he said was, oh gosh, I forgot where I was going with this. It'll come back to me.
It's okay. The race matter thing is a point. See, Corey Betts, again, is the JV team. Race matters when you're trying to get a check. Yeah. Race matters when you're trying to fleece the state or fleece the city. Race matters when you are trying to get a foothold on public policy and far more public funds.
Yeah.
That's why it matters. It doesn't matter that these police officers, again, put their lives on the line inside of a city that every time you turn around, another person is dying. The people who know that when they come into the city, there's a possibility they will not go home to their precious neighborhoods.
Right.
They still come to work.
Well, that's why I said I mentioned 3 dead black people in the city of Hartford.
Yeah.
And 2 of them were shot multiple times in the city, and those murders are still being investigated. Where is Corey Betts?
Exactly. Where's the accountability there for the people who are responsible for their deaths?
Where's BLM 420?
Nothing.
Whatever it is.
Nowhere. Because they're not supposed to be there. Because there is no profit in their deaths.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, when everything
It's
about
sad.
when everything about you is fundraising, Southern Poverty Law Center, when everything is about fundraising and putting money in your pocket, it's never going to be about life or death or even about race.
Yeah. And I still can't help but focus on the fact that, we've got BLM and NAACP of Hartford trying to make a big deal out of something. There were 4 whole people that showed up.
That's it.
As activists.
That's it.
And
why weren't there more?
But that's what I want to know.
That's it. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views, and a little more on this when we return. It's Reese on the radio.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tune in to How to Retire with Fuchs Financial.
The main thing for the majority of the listeners out there who are approaching retirement is I don't want to be surprised.
Helping you build, preserve, and manage your wealth.
So you've got Roth IRAs, you have individual accounts. Finding the right taxable strategy, that's going to be huge for you.
Tune in to How to Retire with Ben Fuchs, Sundays at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. right here on WTIC NewsTalk 1080.
Are you a commercial building owner in southern New England? Are you frustrated with your roof services? Contact Eagle Rivet Roof Service today. Our skilled technicians provide tailored roof repair and maintenance programs to maximize your building's lifespan. With 24/7 emergency response and comprehensive service options, we are Greater New England's trusted commercial roofing provider. Visit EagleRivet.com for a complimentary inspection or call 860-953-1231. Protect your investment with Eagle Rivet.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
If you're carrying a lot of credit card or personal loan debt, every month can start to feel the same. All those bills, all those due dates, all that stress. There's a solution that's designed to make it easier for you. National Debt Relief could put you on the fast track to paying off your credit card debt, personal loans, and even medical debt for less than you owe, with just one low monthly payment you can afford. And no, it's not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. It's a real, affordable debt relief program that could save you lots of money. National Debt Relief has already helped over 1 million people with their debt and has thousands of 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. So if you owe $10,000 or more, don't wait. Call 800-878-4646 now to see if you qualify. That's 800-878-4646. One call could help reduce what you owe and simplify your monthly payments. Call 800-878-4646 now to find out how much you could save.
Need good tech advice?
Must be a computer error.
Tune into the Gold.com award-winning Computer Talk with Tab, Saturday mornings 9 to 11 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
God, I love technology.
Eric Semmel and Dennis Howland of Tab Computer Systems will keep you updated with tech news you can use and answer your technology questions live on the air. Miss a program? Be sure to subscribe to the podcast and tune in from anywhere via the Odyssey app. Computer Talk with Tab, Saturday mornings on WTIC News Talk 1080. It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio here. Rozan is getting our guests. I believe it's Chris Lancia. There he is. I'm looking at him now. Come on, bring these guys in here. We'll talk to them in a short minute. But I want to finish this because I've noticed we have to go on their Facebook page. I believe that Black Lives Matter 860 has posted something online suggesting that the police officers put a perimeter around Lafayette Street at the courthouse. Come on in, gentlemen. Grab a seat anywhere. And let me respond by saying, having been there, this is the reason why I show up at these events. The police officers did not put up a perimeter. What the police officers did was park on the lawn and anywhere they could to show their support because the police can. So a lot of the officers were in uniform.
And drove squad cars.
It's like
they were on duty.
Yeah, pretty much they were. If they were on duty, but they went there to show their support. And the chief was there, and I didn't get a chance to speak to the chief, and I know he's kind of reclusive. But I spoke to plenty of other officers who were there, and they were, again, some were uniformed, some clearly just, they had their gun and their badge on them, so they were, undercover, or, plain clothes. That's the word I'm looking for, or the words I'm looking for. So they were there. There was no perimeter that prevented anyone from getting to the courthouse. Rozan and I went easy peasy right through the magnometer. It wasn't an issue, and we got right through. Anyone could have been there who was supporting Stevie Jones, but they did not show up. If you think that because the police were there or they were in force and you didn't show up, I don't know. The only way that I could put it, I was like, don't have warrants. I mean, what else am I supposed to say?
Or be illegal.
Yeah, I mean, just like, what am I supposed to say? Like, what's the reason? You're going to sit up there and tell me because the police were there, you didn't show up? They intimidated you?
That's like not going to the bank because they have an armed guard
Yeah,
there.
it's like, what the stupidity is that? And again,
I'm scared to go to the bank because they got an armed guard there.
Do you understand what I mean when I say these folks are the JV team? Like, that's what I mean when I say the JV team. It's like they're so quick and knee-jerk, like, response to things to make them racial. They don't even understand the logic. The comment about, as I said to Corey Betts, who won't be on my show.
Never.
That's what his exact words are. Never.
I got it on recording, too.
I know. He said that he will never be a guest on my show. He comes up there and gives a press. He says, the only thing we need to do is see the video.
Right.
Kept repeating it. All we need to do is see the video.
The video speaks for itself.
That's it. The video speaks for itself. To which I asked, in spite of the press being there, Mr. Betts, does that mean we don't need a trial? If the video speaks for itself, we should find him guilty in an hour. We don't need this. Why would we waste the city's time, or anyone's time for that matter? Let's just put him in the gulag now. And he says, well, everybody's due their day in court. Then what are you saying, bozo? Like, you don't get it? And I know you're going to take offense that I called you a bozo. I know that people in the civil rights community, oh, hell, let's be honest. Black folks are very, very sensitive. They don't like to be called names. But, dude, you can't show up there and make comments like that and not understand that when you make comments like that, you're going to be challenged by me. You don't want to be on the show. If you had been on the show and you were here, we could have had a conversation. We could have figured this thing out. We figured out a lot of things. But now you want to make it about you got a beef with me. Dude, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I await the hate, brother. I want that smoke, all of it. I don't care who you know. I don't care what it's about. You ain't robbing this city anymore. The day of the Geechee is gone, boy. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. From the bottom of my heart. I hope you understand that. What you do need to do is get right. You want to be a civil rights organization? Fight for civil rights. Truly, stop chasing headlines. You don't understand the peril you are putting the city under. You don't get it. I'm trying to educate you. I've seen it. I've been around. I know the drill. Please understand. I don't give a damn how mad you get. Your anger ain't moving nothing here. It's the old saying going, I hear you humming, but I ain't coming. Nobody cares about that. So go be mad, tell your boys about it, yell and holler. But as far as I'm concerned, you can't be a civil rights leader while you're cozying up to William Tong. You can't play both sides of the fence, brother.
Oh, didn't the SPLC do that too?
You know they did. We take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views when we return. Stand by. It's Reese on the radio.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
91 degrees, 3 o'clock. I'm Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News. Won't get much hotter than this. Then going down to about 60 tonight, around 90 tomorrow with some thunderstorms late. With 1 hour of trading left this week, Wall Street is deep in the red with big tech stocks losing big. The NASDAQ now down more than 1,000 points or 3.8%. The Dow is down 619 points and the S&P dropping 178. Earlier, the U.S. Labor Department issued a strong jobs report for the month of May.
Analysts have been expecting about 80,000 jobs to have been added to the U.S. economy last month. Instead, they added a solid 172,000, showing resilience despite rising costs from the war. Revised numbers for March and April also show even more hiring than had been reported. The unemployment rate remains unchanged at 4.3%, where it's been for most of the year.
ABC's Sherry Preston reporting. With multiple investigations into Aaron Stewart's spending as mayor of New Britain and a severance package the city says she was not entitled to, and her $31,000 grad school tuition paid for by the city, and her handling of a charity fund, there is the matter of her campaign finances. Stewart ended her run for governor last month. She received more than $800,000 in state campaign financing. According to state figures, her campaign account held $487,000 at the end of March, and a new report is due at the end of June. The State Elections Enforcement Commission says whatever is left after campaign debts are paid is due to be returned to the state by July 2027. Governor Lamont has signed a bill banning handguns, including Glocks, that can be easily converted to automatic fire. Democratic State Senator Gary Winfield argued in favor.
So over and over again, year after year, we do gun bills. And people are like, when are you going to stop doing gun bills? I don't think the answer is in the near future because technology changes, how guns are used changes, and we need to make sure that our laws stay up to date.
Republican State Senator Rob Sampson calls the bill unconstitutional. Later, the governor will be in Newtown for a roundtable discussion on National Gun Violence Awareness Day. Former Hartford police officer Joseph Magnano hugged police who showed up to support him at his court appearance this morning. Magnano charged with manslaughter in the February shooting of Stevie Jones. The state inspector general says Magnano failed to make reasonable attempts to use non-lethal force, and Jones was not an imminent threat. The police union says he was. Magnano was later fired by Hartford Mayor Arunan Arulapalam. He is free on $50,000 bond. A federal court in Virginia hearing the case of President Trump's ballroom. A lower court stopped construction because Congress didn't sign off on the project.
The administration today is arguing before this three-judge panel that they have the right to do this, that the case should move forward because of a national security issue, that this goes beyond just the ballroom that the president wants to build, and that this ruling in late July that the president had gone beyond his own authority because Congress had not authorized it, of course, should not go forward.
ABC's Karen Travers, the lawsuit was filed by a conservationist group. A federal judge in Boston has struck down a White House policy making it harder for immigrants from 39 countries to stay and enter the U.S. The policy was enacted after the National Guard shooting last year. Judge John McConnell says the policy, quote, threw the lives of countless immigrants living in the United States into indeterminate legal limbo. He also accuses CIS of ignoring the law. A key change at the agency overseeing the state parks and much more. Deep Commissioner Katie Dykes will leave her position next month. The governor's office says she'll be exploring new professional opportunities. Once again, Wall Street is the top story, with the NASDAQ losing 1,000 points, or 3.7%. The Dow is down 648. And we check the WTIC forecast.
Following a hot day, partly cloudy, down to 61 overnight. Hot tomorrow with a high of 90. We will have a couple of thunderstorms late in the day, producing damaging winds and flooding downpours. That carries over into the first part of tomorrow night. After a high of 90 tomorrow, only down to 67 tomorrow night with mostly cloudy. And then once we get into Sunday, we will have a couple of showers and a thunderstorm mainly later. It won't be as hot, though. The high temperature 84. Mostly sunny, less humid on Monday, the high 81. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
91 degrees now. Sports. Game 2 of the NBA Finals tonight. The Knicks in San Antonio. New York took Game 1. Red Sox at the Yankees. Play-by-play coverage on WTIC starts with a pregame at 6:05. Sonny Gray and Ryan Weathers on the mound. The Mets in San Diego. First place Yard Goats in Portland. And NASCAR racing legend and longtime broadcaster Ned Jarrett has died. He was 93. Also tonight, the WNBA, the Sun in Chicago. For more, check out WTIC.com. I'm Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
I'm Dan Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, millions of people called us for representation. Why? Because trust grows when you win, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion and counting. When you call America's largest injury law firm, you're calling a family. You're calling an army, our army. You're calling somebody who will fight for you. Injured? Let our family fight for your family. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Irby Fisher. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
The Travelers Championship. This is where greatness locks in. See the world's best. Defending champ Keegan Bradley, Scotty Scheffler, and more. June 24th through 28th at TPC River Highlands. Tickets at travelerschampionship.com. Now is the time. This is the place.
Hi, Eric Hogarth with Money Wisdom. This week we tackle what makes the risk of outliving your money so real in today's financial landscape and what you can do about it. Tune into Money Wisdom on TIC News Talk 1080.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're going to bring Chris Lancia in soon. Just on standby. You're going to be here. He brought in some pizza. It's not bad. It's apparently the best pizza around. What's the name of it? Modern Pizza. And it's, I will admit, it's truly Italian pizza. It's not all that fluff that they've been making at Little Caesars. It's real pizza. I'm assuming made in a stone fire? Yeah, wood fire. Wood fire. Okay, no doubt. Okay. So, by the way, Rozan was starving. I told her not to eat anything until you brought the pizza. So
I just ate 3 slices.
Are you kidding me?
Listen, don't judge me. Last time we had pizza, who ate 3/4 of the last pizza we had?
I had 6 slices of a 12-inch pizza. That's nothing. That's like 2 slices.
How many slices did I get?
I don't know, 2.
2.
Yeah.
Okay. So, don't judge me on my pizza consumption.
It's okay. That's a regular pie.
I'll fight you.
Do you want any more?
I will fight you.
If you want more, you can have more.
Don't judge me. Don't fat shame me.
When Rozan and I first got together, we never tell this story because people would never believe it. But when Rozan and I got together, she couldn't stop telling me how skinny she was. She goes, you don't think I'm skinny? You don't think that I'm skinny? And I was like, no, I do think that you're skinny. That's why I'm going to make you fat. And she went, what? And I'm like, yes, I'm going to put some meat on your bones.
I did. I was skinny. I was 5'6", 117, 118 pounds, 00, a 24-inch waist.
Yeah. I can't wait until you get fat. I'm kidding.
I am fat. What are you talking about?
No, everyone's going to disagree with you on this
I've gone up 6 pant sizes since we've been together in 5 years. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Hey, I want to just address from the previous hour. I get this message all the time that people keep saying, it was like, do you think, Reese, that you have political enemies? Hope so. I really, really do.
Okay. Well, you know what happened to John Flynn when he had political enemies?
Exactly. But here's the whole thing that I'm trying to understand, and I'm trying to make you understand, for those of you who are talking about political enemies. I promised you that I would not lie to you, and I promised you that when I could tell you things, I would tell you. There are obviously parameters that I cannot breach, and that's understandable. I hope that you understand that. You have shown me that you could. So let me tell you the bottom line truth. When people say things like, do you have political enemies, or aren't you worried about your political enemies? Let me tell you this, and this is completely something you would never, ever hear before. No host would tell you this. None of these people who are on in news media will ever tell you this. So allow me to. I need these people to respond. I want William Tong to come after me. I want Ned Lamont to come after me. I want Corey Betts to come after me. I want Scott Extra Large to come after me. I want all of them using all of their might, their will, their prestige, and their friendships, whomever it is. If they got buddies who are in Yukon, buddies who are in the news media, buddies anywhere in the world, I want them to use them and combine your forces and bring them to me. I want you to aim every arrow, every rock, every bullet my way. Because the minute that you insist on coming after me, this audience will know why. This audience, the most important people in all of what I do, will know why you did it. Because I have a closer reach or closer relationship to them than you do. Because they know that I fight for them. They know that I am making political enemies of you on their behalf. I want you to draw your fire on me so that you can stop going after them. Do you understand that? And there are people who are now joining the fray. Sam the Man on the Street, Adam 12, Mark in West Hartford, Mike Ortiz, Eddie Torres. Hell, even a nice guy like Johnny Cruz. And soon we are going to get more. We're going to get the Waterbury Times in here. They'll be here next week. More and more people are going to join this fight to make sure that this state represents the people who live in it. And I don't care whether or not you're on the left or right. I don't care whether or not you're a crazy, insane progressive or you are a right-wing nut job. The bottom line is that I'm fighting for you too. And I am drawing their ire. I am coming to their press conferences. I am asking them the questions that won't be asked for you. So yeah, they can draw their fire my way. And I totally accept that challenge. All of them. Because it has to be done. Otherwise, what's the point? Then we're all just going to sit here and get abused. Then we're all going to sit here and just let them just rain fire on all of us. Somebody's got to step up. And I got to be thankful of all the people who are joining me in doing it. I commend all of those men and women. And you all deserve a round of applause and take a bow. Now, that being said, did you want to bring up anything? I'm sorry, that completely took your thunder.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, you're taking all the heat, all the ire. You want everybody's, hatred. My only caveat is, don't call your mommy.
Indeed.
Don't call your mommy.
Please don't call mommy.
Listen, grow a pair and call Reese directly.
They know the number. They know how to reach.
I can't have bigger
stones.
Yeah, than these men. I'm not afraid to confront you. I'm not afraid to confront, anybody. I got recording today. The dude looked me dead. I mean, if you could have seen the switch in this man's face when I reached out my hand, shook his hand, introduced myself, and then asked when he's going to come on your show, the look on his face, like the switch that happened, it was like violent rage.
Mm-hmm.
And I stood there and I asked him anyway.
You have to understand that this, for a long time, this has been easy for folks like this. So the objective was, and if you remember what it was like throughout, 2020 on to 2024, all of this behavior was easy. And it was like the capitulation knew no bounds. Remember the video we saw in Baltimore where the Black Lives Matter folks were standing and it was a sea of white people who were on their knees.
Yep.
Right?
And white women walking up, kissing their boots, literally kissing their boots.
Never going to forget that video.
Yeah.
But you were seeing that happening, and there were people who were saying, it was like, dude, I've never been accused of this. Why am I being accused of it now? Why has my entire world been switched upside down, and now all of a sudden I'm some sort of criminal? And the worst part was that it was not just happening in their neighborhoods and in their streets. What were happening was, what's really crazy is that it started happening inside the government, right?
Yeah, Pelosi
exactly.
and all those idiots.
Joe Biden's federal government were weaponizing this behavior, especially from what we learned about the Southern Poverty Law Center over the last couple. These people were embedded into the federal government, and in essence, everyone had to be on their tippy toes in order to, they would be wronged. They would be wronged in situations, and they could not speak up, where you have people who are looking at them and saying, yes, I know he punched you in the face, but check your privilege. And I'm just going, on what planet does that happen? And again, it was like I had to step in and to look at that, and it was an embarrassment on my face and in my soul. And I said, this is wrong. And if somebody doesn't step up, and look, if I've got to be the guy who they call the Uncle Tom, if I got to be the guy that they call the sellout, because I will not join them in their ranks. You got a voice, Reese. You should step up on our side. No. Why would I stand on the side of evil? Why would I do that? Why would I do it? I'm just trying to get to heaven. If not in heaven, can I just hang out on the porch? That's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to get somewhere close to that. And I can't look at myself and look at them and say, I can do this and then go to sleep at night. That's all.
Yeah, and I think it's important too to understand, like, these blacktivists want to blame all white people for colonialism and slavery. When you look at the numbers, only 20% of white people in the South owned slaves. 20% of people in the South. I think it's something like 3 or 4% of black people owned black slaves. Mm-hmm. And there's this assumption, they were buying family members. And no, they weren't. In fact, records show that those black slave owners were harder on their black slaves than the white slave owners.
Documented evidence of such.
So you want to blame all white people. States like California, Chicago are looking into paying reparations. Those states didn't even have slavery, right? and getting back to the misracializing of people, right? I have been misraced multiple times. Yes, you included. But here's something I want people to understand, right? I'm from Texas. My family's been on that same lot of land prior to colonization. I am Native American, right? My people have a long-standing history of protecting and freeing slaves, black folks. But why do you look at me and assume that I should be paying reparations when my lineage, my ancestors were part of the culture that was trying to set people free? Well, because you think I'm white, because your racist eyeballs are telling you pale skin, pointy nose, obviously a white woman, right?
It's ideological ignorance. That's pretty much how that goes.
So how come black people can be racially profile other people, but if I say, oh, well, you're black, suddenly I'm a racist for noticing you're black?
It's the reason why I do what I do. It's just, again, I point out the selective
ignorance
and the hypocrisy that's there. I'll say this, and this is, the last I could possibly say on most of this as I deal with all of these people and what they do. It has nothing to do with any hatred for them or any hatred for how they get their money. But we got to call it out when it's wrong. You have to find a new hustle. If it's really about civil rights for people, it's got to be done even when it isn't profitable. It's got to be done even when there are no cameras covering it.
If you want to be a civil rights person, there are two arguing schools that were prominent in the civil rights era. You've got MLK, who says the color of my skin, the color of my children's skin shouldn't matter. It's the content of our character, right? That's one school of thought if you're a true civil rightser. The other one is Malcolm X. The biggest enemy to the Negro is the liberal white. And somehow these modern civil rightsers have taken everything out of those two prominent heads and morphed into some three-headed monster that is eyeball falling out. It's got one gimpy arm. It's slubbing, it makes no sense what they're trying to say.
Well, I've always looked at modern liberalism, even in the civil rights era, as what is its purpose? And obviously it's always for gain. I say this over and over again, and I want it to be a part of sort of common culture, especially here in Connecticut. If you're listening to Reese on the radio, I always say, what are the 4 C's that are allowed? 4 C's of bigotry that are allowed: cops, Caucasians, Christians, and conservatives. Another thing that I'm trying to get people to glom onto is, what is the purpose of civil rights or liberalism in general? And it is for 3. There's a 3-pronged, as you said, a 3-headed beast in here, right? Here's the 3-headed beast. It is for moral superiority, political superiority, or financial. Those are the 3.
I'm not going to lie. I keep going back to the Communist Party that went up to Capitol Hill in the mid-'60s and laid out step by step their plans to separate and divide this country, to take us apart from the inside.
But you know what? Even with the Communist Party, just a little bit of a pushback on that. Those people who always say that to me, it's a communist idea. They did it in the civil rights. It's absolutely. Chad O. Jackson has a two-season series that breaks that down. It's absolutely true. But the bottom line is, I treat communism the same way I treat drugs and guns in the inner city. My response to that is, Negro, you ain't got to take the drugs. Negroes, you ain't got to shoot the guns.
Oh, God.
This idea that all of a sudden the white man comes in and say, hey, take this gun and shoot your brother. And the black man goes, well, okay. No. When I listen to these people telling me all the time, they just go, who brought the guns in our community? Who's the idiot who shot it? At one point, you have to take some agency, dude. You have to take some responsibility.
I have seen drugs and guns, sporadically. I've never picked up and or used any of them.
By the way, that argument has been made for 40 years. There ain't no poppy seeds in the hood. There ain't no drugs in the hood. They be bringing them into our community so we can kill each other. My question is, why do you keep doing it? Are you telling me that you are racially predisposed, that when the gun shows up, you just go, hey, Raheem, come here. You know what? Come on. I mean, just explain it to me. At what point do you get to say to yourself, I am not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. I am no longer going to let white folks infiltrate my communities and for me to use said objects to then destroy my community. At what point are you going to say, no, not again?
It's like the kid touching the stove, right? You'd think the first time he'd learn. This is a stupid kid.
I wish they
touching
understood.
the
And the
stove.
reason why I yell is the reason why I'm frustrated is, again, it's like I have to start accepting the fact that these grown men and women are acting like children.
I don't know that I could call them grown.
Well, that's my point. It's like they are repeating this nonsense that can be completely dismantled with logic. You know, as I bring it back to Corey Betts
But
talking
that's
about...
why he won't come on your
That's
show.
what I'm saying.
Because he knows that if he's sitting right here in front of you and you're going to ask him questions, he's now going to have to investigate his own rationale. And he's incapable of going beyond the surface. Black power, but why? Because black people, but why? Because, but why?
You know,
that's it.
Remember when I played Raphael Warnock on the show and he was talking about how black people voting for Donald Trump, he was saying that Donald Trump's campaign was trying to create a permission culture to vote for a Republican.
Right.
What was interesting about that, when I had A.J. Johnson here after the death of Stevie Jones, he came on this show, and thankfully so, he did. But when we finished having a conversation, I said to him that he needed to join me in an effort to actually improve the conditions in the inner city. Right. And I said that I know that people in the community will frown on that, but they cannot continue to do the same thing they've been doing before. They have to try something new because the stuff they've been doing has been 60 years of turmoil. More people are dead, more people are impoverished, more people are not getting getting a leg up, right? So why not try something different? When he got up and he walked over here, when we got off the air, he said, and I quote, "They're going to hate me when I do this." That's exactly what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. That's the permission culture. It's like when I look at Anwar Sadat. Not Anwar Sadat, pardon me. I apologize. Arafat. When Arafat came to the United States for peace talks in the Clinton era, he wanted to agree, but when he got home, he knew he was never going to have to agree because the Palestinian Authority was never going to let him do it. They'd kill him first. Mm-hmm. If you ever side with these people, if you ever sign a peace accord with them, we will kill you because our role is to always be against the Jews and Israel. Signing a peace accord is a non-starter. That's the point with these people in the black community, especially these civil rights organizations. They will never break their alliance to the people who have impoverished them.
The white liberal.
Exactly.
Democrat.
They will never. Why? Because the money would dry up, the fundraising, the prestige, the honorary degrees at UConn would dry up. And they know it.
Did you just say that?
So that's right, yeah. They have to sit there. And this is the part that I try to explain to them, and you don't like it, but it's true. You're a slave. Get used to it.
Well, that minister during the last presidential election called black Republican voters runaway slaves.
That's right.
And I'm just curious, wasn't that sort of the goal?
That's the point.
That was
Again,
the goal, was to run away.
You are slaves. You are slaves if you cannot change your ideology or at least consider a different one. If you have to stand up. Think about it. We know that education is poor. We know that you're aligned with the teachers union. You aren't even fighting with Dr. Stephen Perry to get a charter school. You're not even helping him. Why? Because the NAACP and you're tied to the teachers union.
Right, but also education of black people is attempt at whiteness.
Exactly.
So,
again, bottom line is that if you are tied to an organization who will not allow you to do something different, you are a slave. Do you understand that? If you can't abandon the Democrat Party and you can't actually put your vote up for grabs to actually say, I need somebody who is going to actually, give me something for my vote. If you have to tether yourself, by and large, to a group who has kept you impoverished and only comes around to see you every 4 years, you are a slave. And as I said before, I am Reese on the radio. I'm here to free the slaves. We'll be back.
Tune in tomorrow night to WTIC News Talk 1080 as the Boston Red Sox take on the New York Yankees. Sponsored by BPS Lawyers. When it comes to the law, you don't just need a lawyer, you need a full-service law firm.
Have bad teeth that need to be replaced? Don't like removable dentures? Worry no more. Come on down to Columbia Implant Center in Manchester any day of the week and ask for the all-on-4 procedure. Call us at 860-643-1898.
Whittlesey Accounting Advisory Technology wants you to think about golf. Travelers Championship opening day is in just 17 days.
Last year, I had back pain radiating down my right leg. The pain was so bad I was willing to cut my leg off to stop the pain. I could barely walk and had to stoop over when I did just to take pressure off the spine. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. In my professional career, I've represented thousands of people who've had herniated discs and issues with their neck and back, but never fully appreciated what they were going through until it was my turn. It's like trying to describe colors to a blind person who's never had sight. All I can tell you is it hurt like hell, but worse. My daily walk was gone, and that bothered me a great deal. Then I thought of all of you and how much more devastating this type of injury could be for you. My life stopped. I now feel your pain. Just know at Morgan & Morgan, we got your back. I understand. Morgan means more.
Irby Fisher. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Follow WTIC News Talk 1080. Don't miss out on important updates in Connecticut, from breaking need-to-know news, weather alerts, and more. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app now.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
And now, a WTIC news update.
91 degrees at 3:30. I'm Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News. Going down to about 60 tonight, back around 90 tomorrow with a thunderstorm late. It's a red Friday on Wall Street as big tech stocks are getting hammered. Nvidia is down almost 6%, and the NASDAQ is down more than 1,000 points, or almost 4%. The Dow Jones down 680, and the S&P losing 188 points with less than 30 minutes to go in the trading week. This all after a better than expected jobs report.
The U.S. economy added 172,000 jobs in May, almost double what most analysts had been predicting. That lowers the risk of a recession. However, wage gains were modest at best. Young people are finding it tough to break into the job market because so many companies, while they aren't firing people, aren't really hiring them either. And employees haven't been leaving jobs they don't like either. The number of people who quit in April dropped to the lowest level since August of 2020, when COVID was running rampant. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
The shooting death of a man Wednesday morning in Milford has been ruled a homicide. The chief medical examiner says 69-year-old Frederick Werner died of gunshot wounds to his head, torso, and extremities. Police say intruders broke into Werner's East Broadway home, shot him and 69-year-old Sandra Cooper, who was also shot in the head. Police call it a targeted attack by two suspects, the motive unknown. The Senate pulled an all-nighter in passing a $70 billion bill to fund ICE and Border Patrol. Senator Richard Blumenthal tells WTIC Republicans voted down a number of amendments, including a plan to permanently block the president's $1.8 billion fund for his allies, including those convicted in the January 6th attack.
In this case, what the Republicans did was pass, in effect, 3 years' worth of funding. It funds those agencies for the entire remainder of the Trump presidency, which is really unprecedented.
Blumenthal was on WTIC's Brian and Company this morning. The bill now heads to the House, but leaders say there likely won't be a vote before next week. 2 U.S. defense officials tell the AP the military is still waiting for clarity from the Pentagon on troop levels in Europe. The confusion dates to last month. That's when President Trump said he would send 5,000 troops to Poland, weeks after ordering the same number pulled out of Europe. The officials say the situation is upending the lives of military personnel and potentially costing taxpayers millions. And we check the WTIC forecast.
Partly cloudy overnight, the low temperature down to 61, up to 90 tomorrow with a few thunderstorms late in the day. Those storms can produce flooding downpours and localized damaging winds. A few thunderstorms producing downpours and winds early tomorrow night, otherwise mostly cloudy down to 67. Not as hot on Sunday with a high of 84. There will be a couple of showers around and a thunderstorm mainly later in the day. And then mostly sunny, 81, less humid Monday. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
It's 91 now. Sports game 2 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks in San Antonio, Red Sox at the Yankees, with our coverage starting at 6:05 on WTIC. Sonny Gray, Ryan Weathers on the mound. The Mets in San Diego, the first place Yard Goats in Portland, and the Sun in Chicago. The French Open, Alex Zverev will face Italian Flavio Cobolli in the final. Matteo Arnaldi withdrew from the semis with the virus. For more, check out WTIC.com. I'm Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With Smart Business Buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
The Yard Goats are back home Tuesday, June 9th for 6 straight games. Tuesday is Era's Night with DJ Swifty. Celebrate the Queen of Pop. Wednesday is Pride Night. Thursday is 80s Night with the Yard Goats cap giveaway. Friday and Saturday we have fireworks. And Sunday kids run the bases after the game. Find out why Duncan Park was named the best ballpark in America by Newsweek. Get your tickets today at yardgoatsbaseball.com.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Audie and Hearing.
Early OpenAI employees received a massive windfall. The Wall Street Journal reports that OpenAI allowed employees to sell up to $30 million worth of the company's stock in a recent financing, with more than 600 current and former OpenAI employees selling a combined $6.6 billion worth of OpenAI stock. The Journal says 75 OpenAI employees sold the full $30 million worth of stock. I'm Jason Brooks.
At Audie and Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audieandhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
It's Sarah Samuels, co-host of the Retirement Income Source, heard Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. and again at 12:30 p.m. In retirement, it's all about the income, and that's real income, generated from interest and dividends. If your advisor is selling your portfolio shares and writing you a check, that's not income. To learn how to generate retirement income the right way, tune in to the Retirement Income Source, Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m.
Retirement Income Source with David Scranton is a paid program.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new brick you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424.
Spider-Man. Hey, he's your friendly neighborhood Reese on the radio. Right now on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we are back and we are hanging out with our guest, who is Chris Lancia, who is running against Rozan in the 3rd District of Connecticut. If you want to help him out, go to LanciaForCongress2026.org. Again, LanciaForCongress2026.org. Is this your first run at this?
Yeah, I've always been in the back end. I grew up around politics as a kid. My dad was involved in politics in Bridgeport. He even ran against Joe one time, but he was on the zoning board. So I've always seen politics, mostly on the Democratic side, because back in those days, Democrats and Republicans, there was a lot different. You know, they served their country. They didn't want things for free. They were hard workers. And a lot of Italians back in those days, first, second generation, went that way.
Yeah.
But about 15 years ago, it just started getting too crazy. And I said, you know what? This isn't me. I went Republican. First, I went actually independent for about a year.
Okay. That's usually the progression.
Then I said, well, we got close primaries.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's a candidate I want. You know, if I don't go, so I had to change. So I went, and then the second time I voted was for Trump.
Okay.
Because he came in, the office of the Republicans.
Sure.
And then I started getting more active and working campaigns in the back end. Helping people. Steve Orozco, I helped out a couple, but the major one was Margaret Stryker.
Okay.
We were part of that team.
Yeah.
And Margaret's a doll. She just got married, and she's been helping me too. Always with advice and stuff. And
I will tell you this, and your backstory is very parallel to mine in politics as far as helping out behind the scenes. I think your pathway is brilliant to get into politics if you've done it enough behind the scenes, sort of knowing the inner workings. It's sort of like understanding how a car works before driving it.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I learned from the best. Mario Testo, Joe Ganem.
Right.
I mean, I see Joe at some kind of fundraiser for somebody. He said, hey, come see me, because Joe fired me after my dad ran.
Really?
But he felt bad, but it was the best thing that happened because I ended up in the Coast Guard. And I'm still good for it. I mean, listen, he did what he did.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that type of politics, and I tell him I don't run like that.
Right.
I'm going to lose with my dignity, how I raise my children, before I do anything corrupt.
But that knowing, that sort of understanding the inner workings and dealing with the campaign in and of itself is helpful because you know what's important as a campaign in order to run. But I got to ask you this because you're running against a 35-year incumbent.
83 years old. God
yeah.
bless. She's fired. I just saw her.
I know. Hey, don't get me wrong. Look, I went to an event with Rozan with, of course, the incomparable. Gosh, why am I forgetting his name now? The
What
guy,
office?
No, goodness gracious. Why am I forgetting his name now? Just escaped me. I'm getting old. Running against Luke Bronin. Why am I forgetting it?
You're talking about Larson.
Larson, yes. Why would I forget his name? I talk about him all the time. So I went to an event with Larson and Delora. I got to tell you, it's the one thing that I would say you have to battle as a politician in order to go against her. Yeah. You see her in public. You talked to her.
I just had a picture with her. We were at the North Haven parade.
Yeah.
She saw me. She was coming over to me, and it's got, like, in a way, like one of the trucks. And I said, Rose, stop. Yeah. I don't want you to get hit. I want to think I threw you in front of a bus. I think I can't beat you, but I could beat you one-on-one.
But when you saw her, she was very personable. She's very delightful.
And she congratulated me on the nomination.
Exactly.
And looks forward to a one-on-one.
And that was what I recognized when I went. We were at some food bank with John Larson and Rosa Delora, and she stopped and she spoke to every person, and she was like grandma. Yeah, absolutely. You really got to run against blue hair grandma. How do you do it?
Respectfully,
in the way to do it. Yeah.
Do it respectfully. You stay to the point. Like I told Rosa, I'm going to come at you because you give me a lot. You gave me a lot of ammunition. You give it to me every week. But personally, it'll never happen. I don't care what happens. I don't care what people say. Personal attacks are not made right now. Right. They're not what people want. We need affordability. We need better energy prices. We need to take care of our Social Security. We need to take care of our veterans. Do you know our veterans cannot get dental? You have to be 80% or over.
I do know that.
And then I know because I used the VA. I have a disability. That's how I got the coast. I had 3 tumors taken out across my eardrums.
Wow.
So I can't hear. And then young kid, I didn't know, but I've always been a coasty at heart. I always will. But they were good. I got a pension. I went to school. I got my bachelor's degree. Graduated from the Law Enforcement Academy, Lexi, back in 2017. Got my degree at 50.
Wow.
I wanted my kids to see me walk down the aisle and say, Dad, my dad did it, and you're never going to tell me you ain't going to do it. Because I came from humble meetings. Grew up in Bridgeport as a kid. I grew up on those concrete barriers in the street.
Wow.
But getting back to her, she makes me feel like a little kid sometimes because, the little
How could she not? She's 85
but she
or 83.
She always calls me Christopher. Never Chris. It's always Christopher. But she always says to me, I'm very respectful. Mm-hmm. I always say Congresswoman, but I told her. And she looked at me and she said, Chris, I'm going to fight you to my last breath. And I laughed. And I said, you probably will. But I said, I had to ask her a personal question. What are you doing? I mean, come on, Rose, really. It's time to pass the torch. Let newer people that got their finger on the pulse.
Sure.
And she said, the people still need me. I laughed. I said, I'll call the office for a debate.
Yeah. and you are going to debate her.
Yeah, she will. Because I want to do it a different way, though. I don't like when the questions are coming from a panel.
Okay.
I want to be sitting there. I want anybody to come off the street that got a question, what nationality you are, what race you are, what part of society you are, because this is how we're going to do our problems.
Right.
I mean, I'm talking to you. People talk about race. When I grew up, we ended race in the 70s.
Damn right.
And Italian people were discriminated more than anybody.
Trying to remember.
All right. People don't realize New Orleans, they lynched Italian people from the light poles because they thought we robbed and killed somebody. There's a sign. I always tell people. I always showed a lot of my kids, because we grew up in Bridgeport, it's a melting pot.
Yeah.
Boxing, follow the panic. Everybody grew up. But I showed a sign one day to my buddy who said, you white people this, but they don't consider Italian people white because they didn't consider us white for a long time.
That's right.
I showed him a sign that said, whites, Irish, blacks, Italians need not apply.
That's right.
And my grandfather came here in 1919, couldn't speak English, and he got a citizen. But he told me the stories. He come to the Bronx. He worked on the bridge, Whitestone Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
You would fall off the bridge. They would pour concrete, and the wife would come 2 or 3 days later with a bunch of kids. Where's my husband? I don't know.
Damn.
So there were bad times, and I learned from hard work and ethic. I didn't come from a lot of means, and I have a small business now. I'm running a lot of cable companies.
Right.
I got my shot. I did everything I pretty much wanted. I think it's time now that we have to change Washington. Because our budget in Connecticut went up by $2 billion.
Yes, it did.
Our population has shrunk, and $16.9 billion is federal. So who controls federal? So even if you chop it up between the 5, you're looking at $3 million apiece, $3 billion apiece for each representative. But they're all together, the same party.
Yeah.
There is nobody to say, no, what are you doing with that?
You know the part that I cannot seem to understand, Chris? This is the part that blows my mind, right? So we're losing people every day.
Every day.
Leaving the state, right? Therefore, the only thing that's growing in the state are the people who need government assistance in some way.
Yeah.
With more and more people leaving, taxes going up, funding of social programs going up, be it healthcare or food or whatever it is, education. Again, no one seems to understand that trend shouldn't happen. Every trend should work in the same direction it's going. We should not be seeing a depletion of people in the state while taxes and revenue gaining going through the roof. It doesn't make any sense.
But what makes Connecticut more unique than most places, we have 2 casinos, we have a lotto, we have a state income tax, which is 50% of our revenue. Actually, Ryan pointed that out to me. I was asking him today. Fazio pointed that out to me. And you have cannabis. Where is our money? But you can give $1.6 billion. A lot of that was federal money. People say, you can't throw that on Rosa. Yeah, I can, because who's accountable?
That's right.
Rosa has to say, why are you getting the money? Where is the audits? Where is this money going? $2 billion is a lot of money, Reese, to when you have a population that shrunk by 3 to 4%.
That's right.
And then you have Johanna Haynes is on, we got 50,000 people SNAP. SNAP was not meant to be a generational program.
Exactly.
Assistance is I don't have anything against assistance, but we can't have 3 and 4 generations. We have able-bodied people that need to work.
These people do not understand, and I think a lot of them believe it as much, but there sort of needs to be a correction, if you will. Food stamps is not a lifestyle. And that's what it has become in a lot of states, especially here. They keep talking about it's like, what about people's food stamps? What about people's food stamps? The question that the press never asked Johanna Hayes or even Ned Lamont, for that matter, is what are we doing to get people off of food stamps? I remember an old conversation. Tom Millsap, and I know you're going to remember this guy. Tom Millsap was the head of the Secretary of Agriculture under the Obama administration. Yes. So it was a conversation that was happening on MSNBC at the time. A young reporter asked Tom Millsap, there was, I guess, 47 million people who were on the food stamp program. It was an increase of 5 million people under the Obama administration. And the reporter asked, what is the Obama administration doing to alleviate or to reduce the number of people who have to be on food stamps? Well, Tom Millsap responded by saying, we're expanding the program in the 3 biggest states in the country, California, Texas, and Florida. So in essence, we have a party that has turned food stamps into something that, they're saying we need to find a way to get more people to get their benefits. So they want it to be a lifestyle. And Connecticut is definitely that place. And they want food stamps to be a lifestyle.
Well, let's look at the definition of slavery, right? You work somebody, don't pay them. Pay somebody, don't work. That's your definition. So we need to get able-bodied people to work. We have plenty of jobs. We had 172,000 job growth in the month of May.
Indeed.
And I think we even gained a little bit. They won't put the numbers out in May, but I think Connecticut's gained, you hear 100, you hear 5,700. I'm trying to still find out where the research is, but it's going to change back and forth. And people don't realize anybody who has control of the pen can also make your numbers and your data.
That's right.
Why polls are a judge you look at. Like this one's leading in the polls, you come out. We're not losing the midterm. I don't care what anybody says. We're not losing the midterm.
Couldn't agree with you more.
We're not losing it. You know what? Connecticut, wake up. And what I get frustrated is the inner cities. I'm an inner city kid. Wake up. How many more of our babies got to die in the street because you're putting these bums that say they care for you, they're riding around in Cadillacs and becoming multimillionaires, and your babies are dying in the street. When are you going to go to the polls and vote? Try something new. And I get passionate because I watched my friends die when I was a kid. For no reason.
Yeah, and it shouldn't continue. We got to take a break, but we've got more with Chris Lancia here, candidate for the 3rd District. When we return, go nowhere. The conversation continues. It's Reese on the radio.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, getting older. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog and your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older, be stronger in the gym, be sharper at work, be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Is life insurance still on your list of New Year's resolutions? Now is the perfect time to add it. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40 and her $5,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Back on the program with Chris Lancia, and I'm pronouncing it right, right?
Perfectly.
Lancia. What's that's a northern Italy name, isn't it?
Well, kind of like just south of Rome. It's called. My grandfather came from a small town called Ripi.
Okay.
And there's a lot. It's like out of the Fresno region, and
Okay.
there's a lot of
Is
Lancias.
I was about to say, there's a longer version of that
Oh yeah,
name.
what they call it lunch in Italian.
Lunch,
Say
yeah.
lunch, and they. But if you start getting, I met a guy in Middletown,
Uh-huh.
Anthony Lancia.
Uh-huh.
He's a Democrat, but he's an ex-fireman, just retired. Sweetheart. We became really good friend.
Uh-huh.
And it's like our families are somewhere in that region. But
Really?
We didn't find the bloodline in it, but
Okay.
you're that way. So every time I go to Middletown, somebody hears my last name. And are you related to so-and-so? And there has to be Anthony. My dad's an Anthony, my brother. So right off the back of my head. Then years ago, I was up there because I used to work at the DCF for like 6 months. And I left. It was crazy up at that school.
Yeah.
So I left, and I met this guy at the bar one night. His name was Christopher John Lancia.
Huh.
I took the hell out of here. They showed me his license. And I was like, yeah, but we've stayed in touch very rarely over the years, but
That's
fun.
but no, Lancia is a name that I've not heard since my youth living in New York. Because
well, I had Lancia, I'm related to it.
That's
All the ones
yeah,
in New York, I'm
in New
related
York,
to.
you're probably related
There
to.
are a
Yeah,
ton of them. Steve Lancia,
Yeah.
John Lancia. Those are all first, second, third cousins.
because I, as a young kid, there were only 3 groups I grew up. So very, very early, all the black kids I lived in Hollis, Queens.
Right.
As I started to branch out and I started going to Jamaica, Queens.
Yeah, that's what Italians
Yeah,
were.
exactly. It was automatically Italians. Like Italians were everywhere, and those are the guys I ran with all the time. And then beyond that, when I went to the Bronx, I was in Parkchester, Castle Hill area, but just outside of the Castle Hill area, it was Italians everywhere. Like all you do is like go 2 stops past Castle Hill on the 6 train. It was like black, Puerto Rican, Italian.
We all lived it.
It's wild, right?
Italians were always the ones that were left in the back, and we worked hard.
Yeah.
Listen, every street should be safe, not because of color, not because of race. When I'm going to Congress for a reason, I want small businesses to come back. I don't want you just to get the first loan from the small business. If you pay your loan off, why can't I go back to you? Let's say I always use this analogy of bakery, right? You buy a bakery, buy 1 delivery truck. Now you get a couple more stores. You need a second truck. Why can't, if I paid my loan off, my credit's still good? Because it's going to run.
Sure.
Like the VA. I bought my house with the VA loan.
Mm-hmm.
And when I sold the house, I got paid everything paid off. My credit's still good. They give me the loan. Let us win. Why are you making these people go on the street, 19 banks, pay high interest rate? We need to grow the economy because that's what stops our inflation.
That's
not
right.
government. Government doesn't create jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and when you're trying, they don't know how to cut budgets. They don't know how to lay people off that have been there too long. And I worked in the government. You got people there that can't be touched.
That's right.
They're 70, 80 years old, and I'm not putting anybody's age at all. But there's come a time and place when there's certain jobs that you can do, and you're not letting people move up, and you're paying people for what?
Right.
You're using 7 people to do the same job, and you'll see that with the big organizations like the VA. They want to say there's no health issue. I go to the VA. I use it. I love the VA. The West Haven VA, my doctor, I get a sliver, he's got me an MRI. I mean, the guy loves me. He always says, Chris, you don't believe in science. I said, Doc, get a little more about God. I'm a little more of a God guy. All right, Jesus, I pray before I go in the MRI. I take the medication. He laughs, but he talks. He's real happy. I go, I run, you can't campaign in there. Only she can, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But, he talked to the guy, and he asked questions like, are you short-staffed? They said no. A little bit here and there, like maybe a secretary or something like that, but no. We are getting great quality care. We're part of Yale Health here up here. And what they do for the salaries they do, nothing but respect. Nothing.
What's your message, if anything? You know what? Maybe actually, I'm gonna save it for a little while because we got to do the BPS traffic coming up. But when we return, what I want to do is sort of ask you, you know, one, what is the inspiration to run? Like, what is the thing that you said, I've got to get out and be a part of this, start a campaign because this particular issue drew me to it. And I thought it was something, or I think it's something that I can fight for and achieve. Can we get to that when we get back? All right, stand by. Chris Lancia, running for the 3rd District, is coming back. Stand by for more of my conversation with him. Don't forget, you can always watch the interview by going to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com. Let's get our first check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's here. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, sir. Hey, sir. That's almost there. I got him. I feel him walking up, grabbing the microphone, sitting down, and well, we're gonna get weather.
WTIC weather.
We will have the temperatures be rather warm overnight, so progressively our overnight lows getting warmer. 61 tonight. We had a hot day today, warm night tonight, hot day tomorrow with a high of 90. However, a couple of thunderstorms late in the day could produce flooding downpours and localized damaging winds. That carries through the first half of tomorrow night, otherwise mostly cloudy down to 67. On Sunday, a mix of sun and clouds with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, breezy with a high of 84. Mostly sunny, less humid, the high 81 on Monday. Tuesday, mostly sunny, up to 86, and the heat and the humidity come back with a vengeance on Wednesday, partly sunny, up to 91. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
I think that we've pretty much figured out what the weather's going to be around here. Sunny, warm, and nice Monday through Thursday. Yeah, whatever on Friday. And then, of course, cold and rainy on Saturday and Sunday. Unless, of course, it could be nice on Saturday and Sunday. Well, I mean, then you'd want to know, right? That's why you need local weather updates from Bob Cox and the WTIC weather team. Listen weekday mornings and afternoons on the 8th. I mean, we pretty much know the pattern, but it's New England, so anything can happen, and it usually does. So be prepared with local weather on WTIC News Talk 1080.
I can't get the signal.
Okay, seriously. Now there's absolutely no excuse not to listen to WTIC News Talk 1080. You can literally hear us anywhere when you listen on your smartphone. And now you can hear us on the Odyssey app, the iHeartRadio app, and the TuneIn app. So pick your favorite and search and follow WTIC News Talk 1080 in the app. Then listen wherever you are. It's really that easy. So no more, I can't get the signal. We've made it easy. WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps. This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
91 degrees, 4 o'clock. I'm Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News, going down to about 60 tonight. A rout on Wall Street to close the week. AI-related shares are down, NVIDIA dropping 5.7%, and the NASDAQ closing down 1,100 or more than 4%. The Dow down 685 points, S&P dropping almost 200. Bitcoin dropping big, down $3,600 or almost 6% today to 60,000. This is all after word that interest rates could go up based on a strong jobs report.
The Labor Department says U.S. employers added 172,000 jobs in May as the economy remained resilient amid rising costs from the Iran war. Job growth last month was down slightly from a revised 179,000 in April. The unemployment rate stayed at 4.3%. Economists say this is an awkward no hire, no fire labor market. Americans are reluctant to leave their jobs. Many young people are finding it tough to break into a stagnant job market, and workers who have been laid off struggle to find new jobs.
The AP's Mike Hempen reporting. An astonishing claim of presidential power in federal court in Virginia. During arguments in the case of President Trump's ballroom, a DOJ attorney said Trump could bulldoze the Statue of Liberty and no one could stop him.
A lawyer for the Justice Department told the appellate judges it's the administration's view that courts cannot stop the ballroom's construction, and that the National Trust for Historic Preservation in particular doesn't have standing to sue. Obama-appointed Judge Patricia Millett posed this hypothetical.
Bulldoze the Statue of Liberty.
She asked DOJ Attorney Yakov Roth, if the president suddenly decided to demolish the famous statue in New York Harbor, would no one have standing to sue?
Nothing can be done.
I think that's right, yes.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
A lower court stopped construction of the ballroom because Congress didn't sign off on it. Construction, though, continues as the litigation goes on. With multiple investigations into Aaron Stewart's spending as mayor of New Britain and a severance package the city says she was not entitled to, and her $31,000 grad school tuition paid for by the city, and her handling of a charity fund, there is the matter of her campaign finances. Stewart, of course, ended her run for governor last month. She received more than $800,000 in state campaign financing. According to state figures, her campaign account held $487,000 at the end of March, and a new report is due at the end of this month. The State Elections Enforcement Commission says whatever is left after campaign debts are paid is due to be returned to the state by July of 2027. Governor Lamont has signed a bill banning handguns, including Glocks, that can be easily converted to automatic fire. Democratic State Rep Steve Staffstrom says the bill marks progress.
We are a state that over the last 10 to 15 years has strengthened our gun laws, and we've reformed our criminal justice system. And the net result of that has been a reduction in our violent crime rate in half, and a reduction in our prison population in half.
Republican State Senator Rob Sampson calls the bill unconstitutional. This is National Gun Violence Awareness Day, with gun control advocates wearing orange for the day. Governor Lamont is in Newtown this evening for a roundtable with members of the Junior Newtown Action Alliance. And former Hartford police officer Joseph Magnano hugged police who showed up to support him at his brief court appearance this morning. Magnano charged with manslaughter in the February shooting of Stevie Jones. Police were responding to a mental health call. Jones held a knife, but the state inspector general says Magnano failed to make reasonable attempts to use non-lethal force, and Jones was not an imminent threat when Magnano fired 9 shots. Magnano later fired by Hartford Mayor Arunan Arulapalam. He is free on $50,000 bond and will be back in court next month. One more check of Wall Street at the close. The NASDAQ closing down 1,121 points, or 4.2%. The Dow was down almost 700. The S&P was down about exactly 200 points. Sports, Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Knicks in San Antonio. New York took Game 1. Red Sox at the Yankees. Play-by-play coverage on WTIC starts with the pregame at 6:05. Aaron Judge now officially on the injured list, out indefinitely with a broken rib. The Yankees say, well, they're only saying really, that he will return sometime this season. Mets in San Diego, first place Yard Goats in Portland. For more, check out WTIC.com. I'm Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth, Certified Financial Planner from Money Wisdom. There are over 500 ways you can take Social Security. It's a little complicated, so how confident are you that you'll get the most out of your benefits? Explore your filing options by texting Security to 800-705-1232 to get your free Social Security Simplified Guide. That's Security to 800-705-1232.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Tune in tomorrow night to WTIC News Talk 1080 as the Boston Red Sox take on the New York Yankees. Sponsored by BPS Lawyers. When it comes to the law, you don't just need a lawyer, you need a full-service law firm.
Whittlesey Accounting Advisory Technology wants you to think about golf. Travelers Championship opening day is in just 17 days.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Reese is on the radio.
All right, Reese on the radio. Second half coming up really, really soon. We continue with our guest, Chris Lancia, running for office in the 3rd District. We'll continue to talk to him, find out what brought him to the table to fight for you in the 3rd District. We'll talk about that and much, much more about his campaign, about him, get to know him, and why you should support him. All of that coming up in due course. Also, we'll talk about tattoos. I know everybody's on the Platner thing, but I got to ask a question about tattoos. I'm going to take some phone calls today at 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. You don't want to miss that conversation because, Rozan, what do you got, like 7, 12, 15? How many tattoos you got? 7? 7, yeah. We'll talk about it. Anyway, let's get another check on traffic and weather. Mark Christopher's here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. A guy I know has no tattoos. You don't have a tattoo, do you?
No way. No.
Not one tattoo.
I'm not into the pain thing.
Not in the body? What is pain? Yes, I know. It is painful. I can tell you.
Yeah,
I got one tattoo.
Do you really? Okay.
Yeah.
Was it painful when you got it?
Oh, my goodness. It was so bad.
Was it really?
Oh, goodness. It was so bad. I still remember it. I dream about the pain at night.
You know what? I'm not comfortable with having ink in my skin either. I mean,
after a while, you get over it.
I got enough. I put enough bad things in my body.
A few calzones, too much pizza, things like that.
Yeah, and I'm getting kind of wrinkly too.
I hear that.
I got my turkey neck going here, so yeah, I'm gonna avoid that. If you're into it, that's cool, but it's not my thing. That's all I'm gonna say. Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. Westbound 84 is slowing, approaching 57 in East Hartford on 84 West. Again, you're tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge into the tunnel between exit 50 and 48. Westbound 84, we have an accident in the left lane involving a motorcycle. 84 eastbound, that is running slow now from exit, call it 44 Prospect Oakwood into the tunnel. Southbound 91 delays approaching 33 down to 32 A and B, and again 27 down to 28. If you are traveling northbound 91, you're going to see some slow traffic now as you move between exit 21 and 22 in Cromwell. Again, more delays from 24 up to 25, 26 for the Putnam Bridge, and slowing again by exit 29 for the Charter Oak Bridge. 2 westbounds tight in East Hartford, 6 to 4. Again, 1D up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. 9 northbound slowing, approaching 22 up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Westbound 84 sluggish and stop and go. 691 interchange in Cheshire up to the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound slowing 17 to 18 in Waterbury. Southbound Parkway, you're looking at delays from 51 in Hamden down into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
We have plenty of sunshine, a hot afternoon out there, the temperature reaching 88 to 90 degrees before all is said and done. Partly cloudy down to 61 overnight. A cold front starts to move in tomorrow. There will be a couple of thunderstorms late in the afternoon. Damaging winds and flooding downpours likely in any thunderstorm, so watch out because those storms will be moving pretty fast as well. The high temperature 90 before those thunderstorms arrive. Those thunderstorms ending tomorrow night, and then mostly cloudy, the low temperature 67. Another front comes through on Sunday, not as hot, the high temperature 84, with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Mostly sunny, less humid on Monday, the high 81, up to 86 with a mostly sunny sky on Tuesday. Partly sunny, back to the heat, 91 on Wednesday. Right now, 88 in Bristol, 89 in East Granby, and 88 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Tune in tomorrow night to WTIC News Talk 1080 as the Boston Red Sox take on the New York Yankees. Sponsored by BPS Lawyers. When it comes to the law, you don't just need a lawyer, you need a full-service law firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Brian Shackman here for Certa Pro Painters. Now is the time to do it. If you've been putting it off, Certa Pro Painters can provide that free estimate. They can do it quickly and at the right price. I can tell you they did my kitchen and it was phenomenal. You never have to wonder about what's next. Certa Pro Painters, they give reliable updates and they're always in communication. And listen, schedule your free estimate online right now at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Each Certa Pro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back again with Chris Lancia of the 3rd District running against Rosa DeLauro. And an interesting race is going to be because, Chris, you're running a respectful campaign. You're not about the personal attacks, I should say, not the politics of personal destruction. You just, in essence, want to fight this argument about her record and about what she is doing, or for that much hasn't done, for this district. What was the thing that you said, I know that if I get elected, I can change, and this is the reason why?
There's actually 2 real reasons why I got in the race.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 14-year-old son who's into wrestling and stuff like that, but I have a 12-year-old daughter who plays soccer all over the place.
Okay.
God bless her. She's great at it. Always tells me, Dad, I'm going to get the scholarship for you. I said, thanks, sweetie. I love you. But I was not having somebody who thinks that they're a woman that's a man going to go shower next to my daughter, or they want to identify as a bar of soap. They're not going to be in the bathroom with my daughter. I'm 6 feet, 240, and I can handle myself very well. And I can identify as a dentist, one guy said, while I was in handcuffs. So it was getting too out of hand where Rosa was voting for that. Rosa was letting this ideology. It's like all these people could say what they want, and people could say they were cats. They could say this. No, that doesn't work. We need to get back. And the second thing was when the COVID came, they shut down churches. Now I'm a God-fearing man. Will be the day I die. I have no shame of Jesus being my Savior. But you shut down a church, but you kept open liquor stores. Don't tell me because people get sick and drunk. No, people sober out all the time that way. Okay, so you kept money flowing into to your pockets, and Rosa wasn't against it. And me being a military guy, you shut the government down? There's a Coast Guard that everybody knows about. He died, the swimmer, recently.
Yeah.
I don't want to say his name because I didn't have permission from his family, but he wasn't even getting paid when he died.
Wow.
But they were getting paychecks. So she's out of touch, and we need to bring it back. It was a great state. And, she's just so out of touch.
Yeah.
And we need to bring somebody who's a little more in balance with it. When I see her on TV and she's saying, well, why'd you take 38% out of a budget? We gave you $2 million last year. Like, you're expecting to ask more. No, normal business people look to cut back savings. You know what I mean? And we have so many state problems that they want to blame on Trump. Okay? The high gas prices, there's only 18 cents comes from the federal gas tax. Almost 71% comes from the state. We have to go pay for bags, 10 cents, so you got a bag of yourself.
Yeah.
Bottles you ran up and now you bring back. So there's a lot going on, and she's letting a lot of federal money come here with no accountability. So those, like I said, it was one thing.
Oh no, it doesn't look like. No, I'm happy. Yeah. I'm happy there were more.
Yeah, but that was the main step. Was I went up to the Capitol and I watched how nobody was backing up these young girls, and I think Vinnie Caldwell was making a speech, and when we're trying to fight for these girls to have a normal life.
Yeah.
Okay. And people say, well, you're homophobic. No, I'm not homophobic. I'm not at all.
No, but you're intruding on what many people used to tell us was a protected class. Women.
Listen, I know a lot of gay people, men and women. Okay. But they'll tell you I'm a man.
Right.
I'm a woman. They know what they are.
Right.
Okay. And that's fine. They just choose to have a sexuality of that way. They don't say there's something else so they can go in a different bathroom.
Yeah.
They don't want men in the bathroom.
Right.
I know a lot of gay ones, and I know one's I can't say that she's my friend. I love her. But she was in the Army for a long time. She's listening. She's going to know who it is.
Right.
She's going to rough you up real quick. So she's going to give you a little chop suey here and there because she ain't playing. So I don't like that other stuff where you think you can identify as things, and that's not right. That's a mental illness, and we need to take care of it.
I want to get back to COVID. You said something that really, really resonated with me. So we were just talking a little while ago. So June 23rd is my 7th year anniversary of sobriety.
Yes,
right?
Congratulations.
Thank you. I got sober in 2019. So we're working on my first year of sobriety, which is, for those of us who know, in sobriety, your first year is everything.
Oh, it's everything.
I mean, it
No matter
is.
what.
It's everything. Just to make today. I mean, that's the reason why we have coins for the first 18 months.
Yeah.
Is because, you know what I mean? It's like because it's so important, and to reach those milestones is important to the alcoholic. So here I am going into COVID, barely 7 months sober. And they shut down the church that I was going to. And I'll never forget the Tucker Carlson interview with the governor of New Jersey, Murphy is his name. Yeah, remember? Yeah. And Tucker Carlson had him on his Fox show. And Tucker brought up the point that you did, is that liquor stores were open and churches were closed, which again, where are most of the AA meetings? Inside churches. We could not congregate in a place that was keeping us alive and keeping open the thing that would kill us. So we almost felt like I'm not going to. We had to do Zoom calls. I screamed in my Zoom meeting because I was telling them I can't do this Zoom thing. I need this interaction. Our fellowship is in a dire situation because we cannot connect with the people who help us stay sober. We're looking on screens, and to have these people in positions of power who were thinking it was okay to liquor us up and not give us our salvation or our opportunity to be with our Lord and Savior and other true believers, to not be there, it was such a dereliction of duty on their part that they saw profit, and our welfare, for that matter, was just absolutely ignored.
I couldn't understand that. And then, like, you sit there and you get on TV and you're supporting it.
Yeah.
You're supporting that. Well, we don't need to go. No, we need God. God is the reason. People need that. You know how many people have gotten sober because of God and Jesus?
How many people have gotten sober and found God?
God, you know what I mean? So who are you? You're up there. You're in Washington, and they're going out and eating dinner. And we had that guy from California, that dope that's over there now. Gavin Newsom.
No, Gavin.
And he's out there with 200 bottles of wine, and everybody, and they keep us trapped up like animals. And it hurt my kids. My kids were young. Like my daughter, they won't put anything near their faces anymore.
Right.
Because of the mask. My son got so antisocial. It took me almost 2 years to get him back. Now, thank God, with all prayers that and working with them, back to being normal. I say normal, more sociable.
Yeah, exactly.
So they damaged our kids. They damaged our school. How many kids didn't get a chance to graduate? Couldn't play their last year of football to go to college and get a scholarship. And they're sitting up on their Mayan Heidi. See, they put us up. They put themselves on a pedestal, and they're looking down. Like in the old days, the high kingdom, right? The king was living up on top of the hill, and he looked down on the peasants. It's not how it's supposed to be.
Right.
We're supposed to tell Washington what to do. Washington's not supposed to tell Connecticut what to do. That's why you put that trust in me. The most humblest feeling I ever had, besides my children being born, was when I was nominated to be the Republican candidate to go against Rosa DeLore. It was like so surreal. And I got up on stage and I looked, I seen my campaign, me and Gigino. I was like, all right, this is real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I made the speech, and we had some great candidates. Great top ticket, great keep people running in Congress. There's a couple battles here and there, but that's going to blow over once the election comes in. And we're standing strong, and I'm really, really good about it. I feel great about it.
Your support seems really, really secure. I mean, I know you're everywhere, and I know you got to do it. Is your ground game good? I mean, you got a good team.
It got a lot better recently, especially with the man sitting behind you. And also, there's other people like Kathy Hoy, and there's Amelia that we brought on, and Don Cummings, who's my treasurer, and other people that there's a lot. I don't want to forget everybody. Everybody knows who you are. I want to thank you. I don't want anybody.
Do you have a campaign that is popular in the sense of the people in the community? I think I love. Again, I'm going to kind of go. I want to use
you're using your Queens neighborhood. The way it was back in the day. I grew up that way too.
It's funny because you said when you got here, it's like how people confuse me with whether or not they don't recognize me on the air and whether or not I'm black. Is that you even said it yourself? It's like, because you sound Italian. And I'm like, yeah, because I spent a lot of time with Italians.
You said you were too close to Jamaica Queens.
Too close to Jamaica Queens.
Island.
Exactly. So when I know about neighborhood campaigns, like if I were running back in the day in Hollis, like I know that I would, I did have that one time in student politics that was awful, but I can talk about that another time. But I know those campaigns that, in essence, everybody. I know a family in Malden, Massachusetts called the Spataforas. The reason why they will always be elected is because they got their fingertips in everything, and everybody knows them. What's your relationship with your communities?
Two different things. Well, I'm really, with my relationship, as far as always being somebody out there to help people out. I own businesses and, neighborhoods, just a lot of friends hanging out.
Right.
My family was involved in pop. My dad was a baseball coach. Our relationship ain't the greatest as you get older,
Sure,
but
it happens.
I don't forget how he was. I'm never going to say anything bad. Still sees his grandkids. I don't say too much, but long story short is I was around community service my whole self. But the main thing I had over everybody else is I ran this race.
Right.
With Margaret. We were side by side, so we knew where the mistakes were, where to go. This isn't a small race like it's an alderman seat.
Right.
Yeah, 28 towns, 85,000 people, 496 miles. Where do you go where you don't go?
Yeah.
Where do you go in New Haven, right? There's only certain parts of New Haven and Bridgeport they're going to vote. All
Yeah.
right. People say city, city, city. Well, look at the numbers.
It ain't that simple.
No, it's numbers. And, you want to say, oh, you got to get this vote, this nationality. No, we need them all.
That's
we
right.
need a percentage of everything. And I don't want to go too into it because I don't know who's listening.
Nah, I got you.
My girl Rosa, she got ears in the dandelions
no
outside.
doubt, no doubt. Hey, believe it or not, Chris, everybody listens.
And I learned a hard lesson when we went against her, okay, because Margaret had a lot of money behind her.
Yeah.
But it was COVID, and they were playing games.
Yeah.
We thought we were going to blow by this, elderly lady,
Mm-hmm.
and she proved something to me. That was almost 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So I came in this race with that kind of you don't take anything for granted.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it's going to be. And the hardest part for me was asking for contributions.
You're that guy.
I'm a
with
proud
you.
guy,
Mhm.
but it was funny. It was Italian club in Bridgeport, Sportivo Club, and I'm eating lunch. One of my cousins comes over. Hey, when you gonna come by? I got a check for you. And I was quiet, what's the matter with you? What me? I go, what? Why you look like you're sick? I said, hi. He goes, what are you worried about? I said, well, they're asking for them. He goes, Stummy, just for your mortgage or for the campaign? He goes, I want you to win. Get over here. So I got to go see them anyways. But I have a lot of support, and my district is a lot of Italians.
Oh, is it? Okay.
We have a heavy population in that area, District 3.
Mm-hmm.
And, like I said, and this is the first time in 15 years I've been kind of active with that. We're so solid as a Republican. Ryan Fazio is a great top ticket.
Indeed.
Not just because he wants to be a team player.
I think so.
I saw this in the last couple. I was delegate on the other ones. And, the other day I needed 10 signs. I text them, hey, Ryan, it's Chris. Go by here. I call Colleen, bang. I bring them up. And Sonia Cassetti's. So we're all there. Gino is part of State Central with a couple other people. They brought 17 district to where it's one united unit. I was somewhere last night in Hampton where you're hearing people what Democrats always did. Like Mario Testo's known in D.C. He's known in California. You drop that name, they know him.
Yeah.
We weren't doing that as Republicans, and we're doing it now. We're not the ones fighting. Again, we have two spats somewhere, but that's going to blow over
Who cares?
soon. And it's going to go. But it's bringing a little heat, too.
Talk to me about something and before I let you go, because I think that what you just touched on is an important thing for my audience to hear from you. Because you said, we have a great top ticket in Matt Corey, of course,
Matt's
and
a
Ryan
guy. I
Fuzz.
love Matt.
We love him. We love him
Matt's
here
a good
too.
friend of mine.
But there are a lot of people here who listen to my rhetoric over and over again about why I feel like this election this time around feels different. Do you feel that same way
the
too?
stars are lined up. When you first get in, it's like, remember when I went to boot camp, right? The first night I woke up at boot camp, I said, oh, my God, what'd I do? She'll tell your wife, will tell you, that's wrong, garbage cans. Or, I'm like, what the hell? What'd I do? I stupid. After I agreed to do this, and it was a night out with buddies, and I jumped in, and I said, I woke up, you always tell yourself, I'm going to win.
Yeah.
It's in my bones like my knees when it's going to rain.
Yeah.
We are taking Hartford and at least 2 to 3 seats in Connecticut, and I never felt this good with the Republican Party. There's always a fight. There's no infighting.
Right.
There's no jealousy I'm seeing. People are calling up. I mean, it's just amazing. It's like the stars are lined up for Ryan to be the governor, because I feel so much better with a Fazio administration bringing education back to the states, because he's going to put the right people in there, and he's going to do the right thing. And Matt Corey's going to, and Pete Lamage and John Bolton. I could just go on and on.
Don't even talk to me about Lamage. I love that guy.
I
love that guy.
We've been campaigning so long. If he sat in the side, I could do his whole speech.
Oh, you could?
Even with the Albanian accent.
Lamage is one of my favorite
He's a
people.
good man.
He's
He means
such
well,
a good
and
guy.
And so is Matt Corey. I mean,
Matt Corey, forget about it. That guy's top notch, absolute, and cool as a cucumber. That's what I love about him.
And the teamwork. I mean, I got a great guy sitting right behind you. We got people. Ryan's got some really good people. We're just so focused. I gotta be honest with you, when I went to the convention, I was a little bummed.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I'm in campaign by 12, but then it was just boom.
You listen, I've covered campaigns. I've been a part of campaigns. I've done everything from governors to state senators to, for some odd reason, I said it when it wasn't even the convention. It was far before then. Even during the debate when we had Ryan and
I heard it was
Betsy.
a good band.
Thank
I
you.
heard it was a really good job.
And everything that I've seen thus far, even with the hiccups, there's something about this momentum. And I tell you, it's the fact that the ball is dropping. I'll say this before I let you go. Yeah. When the incumbent must become Santa Claus, It says everything you need to know.
But where's that money coming from?
Boom. That's exactly right. Chris Lancia running for the 3rd congressional district. Congratulations
Thank you, sir.
on the
Appreciate you
win.
having me.
Whatever it is that you need, let us know. If you need to come back, need to get the word out. If there's something that's important to you, let Adam know so we can get you back here. And we're going to talk to you, buddy, Gino.
Oh, you got to get Gino on.
Gino's coming on the air. That's one of my J6ers. You don't know what you're in for. We're going to talk to him soon. Chris Lancia, thank you again, man. We appreciate it. We'll be back. We're going to take a break. Mark Christopher's back. He is at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, everyone. If you are traveling into the Hartford area right now, westbound 84 is slowing between the 384 on-ramp and exit 57 in East Hartford. Again, slowing 56 Governor Street out to exit 44 Prospect Oakwood. Eastbound 84 slows 44 Prospect Oakwood down into the downtown tunnel. 91 southbound delays 34 down to 32 A&B. More slow traffic down by exit 28. 91 northbound, some tight traffic, 21 to 22 in Cromwell. After that, slowing 24 up to 25, 26 in Wethersfield. 2 westbound, slowing 6 to 4 in Glastonbury. Again, 1D up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. 291 eastbound, slowing I-91 over to the Bissell. Both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Arraignment Bridge in Middletown. If you are traveling 9 southbound, look for slow traffic from the 72 interchange down to exit 35 in New Britain. Westbound 84 is heavy. Cheshire from the 691 interchange all the way up to the Mixmaster. And 84 eastbound slowing from exit 17 to 18 in Waterbury. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
We will have the temperatures be rather warm overnight, so progressively our overnight lows getting warmer. 61 tonight. We had a hot day today, warm night tonight, hot day tomorrow with a high of 90. However, a couple of thunderstorms late in the day could produce flooding downpours and localized damaging winds. That carries through the first half of tomorrow night, otherwise mostly cloudy down to 67. On Sunday, a mix of sun and clouds with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, breezy with a high of 84. Mostly sunny, less humid, the high 81 on Monday. Tuesday, mostly sunny, up to 86, and the heat and the humidity come back with a vengeance on Wednesday, partly sunny, up to 91. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Making sense of it all and having fun. That's how we would sum up our show, Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. It's what happens when you take a Gen Xer, a millennial, and a baby boomer and give them a radio show.
We go through the news the same way you and your friends would, taking the serious stuff seriously while also laughing at the absurd.
Each one of us brings a unique perspective to the news of the day, closing the generation gap in a way no other talk show can. Hear Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins weeknights 6 until 9 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
And now, a WTIC news update.
91 degrees at 4:30. I'm Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News. It was a big red day on Wall Street, especially on the NASDAQ, as big tech companies lost ground with a sell-off of chip stocks. Micron dropped 13%. The NASDAQ was down more than 1,100 points, more than 4%. The Dow down almost 700, and the S&P down 200. The Labor Department says the U.S. added 172,000 jobs in May, more than expected.
Leisure and hospitality went on a hiring spree in May, adding 70,000 jobs, including 48,000 just in food, services, and drinking places alone. Meanwhile, we're continuing to see a decline or stagnation in white-collar jobs. Financial activities took the biggest hit, declining by 22,000 jobs in May, and now down 107,000 jobs since a recent peak in May of 2025.
ABC's Taylor Dunn. Unemployment remained at 4.3%. A former Stratford High School wrestling coach is facing a second sexual assault claim. Jordan Myron was previously accused of assaulting a 17-year-old girl in 2023. After his arrest in that case, a young woman told police she was sexually assaulted by Myron when she was 15. He was the victim's coach. Myron faces 6 counts of second-degree sexual assault and illegal sexual contact with a minor. That's just in the new case. He's free on $200,000 bond. A key change at the agency that oversees the state parks and much more. Deep Commissioner Katie Dykes will leave her position next month. The governor's office says she'll be exploring new professional opportunities. She's been commissioner since the start of Governor Lamont's first term in 2019. And it was around sunrise that the Senate approved a $70 billion bill to fund immigration agencies. Republicans shot down a series of amendments, including one that would have permanently prevented President Trump's $1.8 billion fund for convicted allies. Senator Richard Blumenthal says Attorney General Todd Blanche claims the fund is dead, but he's not so sure.
But in this administration, you really need to put things in writing and often in statute. And the same is true about this immunity deal for his tax returns.
The bill now heads to the House for consideration. Blumenthal, a guest this morning on WTIC's Brian and Company. One more time on Wall Street, the NASDAQ was down 1,100 points. The Dow down almost 700. The S&P dropped a little more than 200. Sports, Game 2 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks in San Antonio. New York took Game 1. Red Sox at the Yankees with the play-by-play coverage starting at 6:05 on WTIC. Mets in San Diego, Yard Goats in Portland, and the Sun in Chicago. For more, check out WTIC.com. I'm Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
Last year, I had back pain radiating down my right leg. The pain was so bad I was willing to cut my leg off to stop the pain. I could barely walk and had to stoop over when I did just to take pressure off the spine. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. In my professional career, I've represented thousands of people who've had herniated discs and issues with their neck and back, but never fully appreciated what they were going through until it was my turn. It's like trying to describe colors to a blind person who's never had sight. All I can tell you is it hurt like hell, but worse. My daily walk was gone, and that bothered me a great deal. Then I thought of all of you and how much more devastating this type of injury could be for you. My life stopped. I now feel your pain. Just know at Morgan & Morgan, we got your back. I understand. Morgan means more.
Irby Fisher. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
If you only knew what we are doing behind the scenes, it is like a madhouse here. Usually, anytime, all the time, trying to get everything done and over with. You know what? Since we're young, let's just get through this.
Yes, you do. Stupid as can be. This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
Stupidest thing I read today comes from a publication called The Conversation by Ingrid Nelson, professor of sociology at some Bowdoin College. The title is, I've been studying racist costume parties for a decade, and colleges are failing at educating the students about why they're wrong. This gem receives a 2014 incident, revives of a 2014 incident where lacrosse players threw an off-campus Cracksgiving or Thanksgiving theme party. The students were encouraged to wear their finest Thanksgiving attire, and some showed up dressed as pilgrims and Native Americans, shockingly, in the year 2026. A sociology teacher with a whole book on the topic declares universities are dropping the ball for not hammering home why this innocent costume choice was a grave and moral failed rooted in harmful racial stereotypes. So again, anyone who dresses up at a Halloween party, a Thanksgiving party, if you wear a pilgrim's outfit or a Native American outfit because you are celebrating Thanksgiving is racially biased. That's what the argument is. Do you think it's racially biased?
You know, I used to, back when I was still mentally ill. I mean, a liberal. But I've come to actually appreciate something. If you go to Japan, for example.
Yeah.
Japan has many subcultures. One of their subcultures is the Cholo Vato lifestyle. They drive lowriders. They got the plaid with the shirt. They got the hair, the big bouffants. The whole nine, like puro Chicano, like the whole nine. They do it for every culture. They have a black culture where the guys will go in and get their hair permed with real tight curls and brush it out so they have an afro. Over there, they don't look at it. It's not some sort of racial discrimination. It is cultural appreciation.
Not appropriation.
Here we call it cultural appropriation. Everywhere else it's called cultural appreciation.
Well, you know what I'd appreciate? Some weather and traffic. Let's get to Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you and Rozan. And traffic being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester, 91 southbound, delays 33 down to 32 A and B. And again, a little slow, 19 to 17 in Meriden. If you're northbound 91, that's just a little slow moving up by exit 24, the Silestine Highway in Rocky Hill. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching 57 in East Hartford. Again, 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush. 84 eastbound locked up from 44 Prospect Oakwood down into the tunnel. If you're traveling into Middletown, 9 northbound is slowing 22 up to the up to the Arraignment Bridge. 9 southbound, look out for an accident down by exit 25 in New Britain. Delays are back to the 72 interchange behind that. Westbound 84 slowing in Cheshire from the 691 interchange up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound slowing 17 up to the Mixmaster. Southbound Parkway delays 50 into the West Rock Tunnel. 91 southbound slowing 6 down in toward the 95 interchange in New Haven. Traffic moves slow, but your transformation shouldn't. Columbia Implant Center provides full dental implants in just one visit. Open 7 days a week in Manchester to fit your busy life. Get your smile back today at ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Plenty of sunshine. We've reached our high temperature today, very close to 90 degrees. Humidity very low, and the wind's northwest at 8 miles per hour. So with the humidity as low as it is, drying out the ground a bit, there is a potential, a little bit of a potential for a fire risk here for the next couple of hours. Tonight down to 61 degrees. Tomorrow's high 90. Now, we will have a couple of thunderstorms move in ahead of a cold front. Downpours and gusty winds are the main threats with these storms. They will linger into the first part of tomorrow night, otherwise mostly cloudy down to 67. We will have a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around on Sunday with a high of 84, and then high pressure builds in from Canada Monday and Tuesday. The high 81 on Monday, 86 on Tuesday, and then the heat comes back on Wednesday, partly sunny, the high 91. Right now, 86 in Willimantic, 90 in Cheshire, 88 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Tune in tomorrow night to WTIC News Talk 1080 as the Boston Red Sox take on the New York Yankees. Sponsored by BPS Lawyers. When it comes to the law, you don't just need a lawyer, you need a full-service law firm.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying, where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
ProHealth Physicians has proudly been keeping Connecticut healthy for nearly 25 years. ProHealth accepts Husky Medicaid, Medicare, TRICARE, and most major insurances. For trusted local care for your whole family, call 1-855-CT-MD-411 or visit ProHealthMD.com.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth, Certified Financial Planner from Money Wisdom. Get the answers to your retirement questions at our free educational dinner workshop. Reserve your seat today to learn about different strategies to maximize your retirement income, ways to reduce your lifetime tax obligation, and much more. Text WORKSHOP to 800-705-1232. That's WORKSHOP to 800-705-1232.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Looking for a great real estate agent? Someone who can help you sell your home fast and for top dollar? Go to ready.com, REDY.com. Because on Ready, agents will pay you just for the opportunity to sell your home. Yeah, on Ready, agents will pay you for your listing. Thousands of dollars up front just for a chance to sell your home. And it's easy. Just go to ready.com, enter your address, and when you want to sell. In just 48 hours, the best local agents are competing on Ready to be your agent with cash offers up front just to win your business. Hey, your listing is valuable. Don't give it away. Make those agents earn it. Get paid to pick your real estate agent. Go to ready.com or call 888-525-REDY. 888-525-READY.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Okay, so, wow. Okay. I just got some interesting news. It's a question of whether or not I'm going to say anything about it. I may not be allowed, but I'm going to find a way to actually report this.
Oh, can I see? I want to see.
I'll show it to you in a minute. Okay. Anyway, can I play this real quick?
Sure.
Folks, I'm going to go off the beaten path here. I want to talk about this Graham Platner thing, but I kind of want your feedback on this, everybody. Rozan's too. Okay. So back in the days, I was a person who kind of mocked people who had tattoos. And I thought that tattoos were a culture designed for a particular kind of person. Yes, I was a bigot. I'm not denying that. I was naive. I was in my 20s, and there was no way I was going under the needle. That's right. So out of my fear, I may have said some things about people who have tattoos that may have been ignorant. I'll even go so far as say they were. So I believe guys who drove motorcycles, people who were in the military.
Prison inmates?
No. I never went to the prison inmates thing, but I would go pro wrestlers, Having a tattoo, in essence, there was a badass quality to people who had tattoos. If you have a tattoo, it shows that that's the kind of guy you don't mess with, right? Because it's you've got to be qualified to have ink on you. When you see that guy with the ink and you go, I wouldn't mess with that dude. That's what I believed. So then everybody had to have a tattoo. And it was guys who didn't look like, they could wield a hammer. Much less a punch.
Soy boys.
Yeah.
With the man bun.
And everybody had stupid tattoos. I remember when all the girls were running around with,
Tramp stamps.
No, Asian letters.
Kanji.
Is that what it's called? Kanji?
Kanji.
Okay, you sure? Okay. And I remember a comedian saying that half of these girls who were getting the symbols, the kanji, they don't even know what the word means. Right? And so I always mocked them. I also started to notice in the mid to late 90s, the most boring people in the world got tattoos. People who had no personality whatsoever, and they always got the most obnoxious tattoo that was right across the face or somewhere in other words, it was almost coming up the neck. And when you talk to them,
walks around with the guitar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's sort of the only reason why you got that tattoo is because you're the most uninteresting person in the world, and the tattoo sort of brings attention to yourself. Because otherwise, you're you're a missing person.
You blend in with the wall.
You blend in with the wall, right? And then, of course, I meet Rozan. Only the second woman I've ever dated with a tattoo. My ex-wife, my last ex-wife, has 2 tattoos, one on either ankle. That's the most that she has. I dated another girl, Brittany. You remember her? She got 1 tattoo, but it's a little dolphin, right? Small little tattoo.
Okay.
So I was never a part of the tattoo culture. But there's things that I have learned, because I did get a tattoo on your birthday back in 2021? I want to say 2022. I got a tattoo. And it is this one here, and it's of my Reese on the radio symbol. 2 R's with a microphone in the middle. And the reason why I got that is because I always said, getting a tattoo, you have to get the thing that you are going to be able to live with the rest of your life. And it must be meaningful, right?
Right.
Not something you're going to regret later. Like, don't put a wife's name on your neck if you're only going to end up divorced.
Name tattoos.
Yeah, name tattoos, things like that. Those things happen because, again, I always say a recipe for disaster, put someone's name on your body permanently. That's it. And I've never been wrong. I probably could be, but I've never been wrong. So, oh no, I haven't. So, okay, I'm sure that I have, Roland. You don't have to bring it up. Yeah, he's saying, yeah, you have been wrong. I'm rarely wrong, sir. Rarely.
It's kind of annoying, actually.
So I saw this story. I want to play it because it goes into the Graham Platner thing. Okay, so bear with me.
Well, Aaron, what we're learning tonight is that a woman who spoke to CNN anonymously last year is now going public to the New York Times and CNN and directly challenging Graham Platner's explanation about the tattoo. She says Platner referred to the image as my Totenkopf. That's a reference to the skull and crossbone emblem used by Nazi SS units years before the controversy became public. She was the same source who previously provided CNN with text messages showing that before Platner said he learned of the symbol's Nazi associations, she was already describing the tattoo to friends as a Nazi symbol and saying that she learned that from Platner. Now, her account also lines up with reporting we uncovered last year from Platner's deleted Reddit post. In those posts, they discussed the Totenkopf and other Nazi-linked symbols, and he argued that some members of the military had adopted them as part of military culture rather than expressions of Nazi ideology. Now, this raises new questions about Platner's long-standing claim that he only recently learned about the symbol's Nazi associations last year. And most importantly here, Aaron, is this campaign has really...
I got to stop it there. There's a reason why I got to stop it there. This idea that he just learned about the Nazi tattoo. And again, I'm going right back to the tattoo culture. People who I believe are badasses who get tattoos versus girls who get the, what's it called? Kanji? Kanji, whatever. Everyone who puts this ink on their body knows exactly what they're putting on their body. They think about it. This isn't, if it's a rash decision, yeah, it's usually like, you may have been drunk, partying in a whole 9 yards, but when you go through a book to figure out what tattoo you're going to get, there's usually some thought put into it. Are we supposed to believe that Graham Platner did not? Somebody explain to me, what is the likelihood that Graham Platner got a tattoo on first notice and had not thought of it? If you have a tattoo and you were a person who got one on the fly, not knowing what it meant, I want to hear from you. 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Rozan, you have 7 tattoos.
Yes.
Every one of them or symbolize something that is relevant or important to you?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Even the ex-husband's tattoo.
Unfortunately, yes. But it does, it has meaning.
Right.
So,
did you go into this sporadically? Did you jump in and just wake up one morning and say, hey, I'm just going to tattoo this, even though I don't know what it means?
No. It's on your body permanently. It has to have meaning. I mean, I know people that have like just randomness, everywhere they think of their bodies as a canvas. I've seen that. And that's fine. But for me personally, it's going to be on my person for the rest of my life. It has to have meaning.
Tattoos usually, and again, not a tattoo guy. I've only got one. Okay? And I did that kind of on a dare. But I got something that it means something to me. I'm not crazy to say that when you get a tattoo, you're being thoughtful when you do it. Every tattoo has a story, right? I mean, I've seen people with tattoos and they will go, I got this one because of my grandmother. I got this one because I lost a child.
Right. I mean, I do know people who have randomly, gone in. Somebody got, our friend Penny's husband has a lobster tattoo. Marine.
Right.
Drunken one night, went and got a lobster tattoo.
But
no significance.
Other than the fact that he's Marine?
Tattoo. I mean, probably chewing on a crayon while he got his tattoo.
Right.
But yeah, there's a tendency to get a tattoo that has significance and it has meaning to you. Occasionally people do get a weird tattoo that has no meaning. I don't think I've ever known anybody to get a hate tattoo without being fully aware of what it was.
Even if it was kind of tongue-in-cheek to say, we're a death squad, let's do this as a gag. Insensitive, quite possibly misguided, but shouldn't he just say that?
I don't know.
Well, I would say that. I was just like, you know what? I didn't realize that that my 2 R's going backwards meant racial Raheem. I don't know. I would say that. I was like, no, I got it because it means this and this is my, I'd have an excuse for it because there's some backstory to it.
Yeah, and again, for the most part, that is the thing. I do know of a couple of people who get random tattoos. One reason is they view their body as a canvas. They just like the look of something, and that's what they want. The other, occasionally it's a Scooby-Doo or Snoopy or a lobster. I've never known anybody go and get a swastika tattooed on their body and go, hey, I didn't know what it was.
I know
It's a
someone,
cool symbol.
a girl who lives and works in Fredericksburg, and she, on her entire body, has a tattoo of every boy band.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her tattoos are everyone from New Kids on the Block, Backstreet Boys. Yeah, all of them.
Okay.
All of them.
Well, I mean, it means something to her, so, hey. Do you, girl?
But that's what I'm saying, is that even when they're bizarre or off the beaten path, there's a meaning
There's
behind them.
significance to it.
Yeah.
Right. And you have a way to explain it. There's a rationale behind it. Or, I was drunk in, somewhere overseas and I got a lobster tattooed on my chest.
Do you think it's fair to say, even as a defense of Graham Platner, I'll no need to get into the other stuff because I think that's damning enough, but just on the Nazi tattoo, I'm kind of giving the guy a little bit of grace here. Is it safe as a defense of him on that tattoo to just say, we thought it was a little tongue-in-cheek, they have a death squad. I'd never thought at the time that the phrase or the terminology or the use of the word Nazi, the way it is used today, would end up coming back to bite me because at the time it was just kind of a tongue-in-cheek reference.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Would you ever get a cross tattooed on you, but have it on fire?
Like a burning cross?
Yeah. I didn't know. I really liked the cross, and it was like the sun beaming behind it, and it looks like it's really cool, but really it's a burning cross. Would you ever do that? Could you justify it and say, well, I mean, but it's a pretty cross. It's, the fire just accentuates. Look, it's glowing. Is that something you would do?
No.
Why not?
No. You know what? What you just did was exactly what I wanted. I'm just asking. I'm trying to give the guy a benefit of the doubt. And no, you brought a good point. No matter when the time is, there's never a right time to have a Nazi tattoo, regardless of our political climate.
Listen, if he had a swastika on it, and like this part was red and this part was black, and it was alternating colors. Well, I thought it was a windmill. Kind of looks like a swastika. Like I wouldn't get it. There's certain things that my brain, maybe I'm smarter than Graham Platner, I don't know, but my brain's looking at certain things going, that kind of looks like a member of, that looks like genitalia. I don't think I'm going to put that fruit picture on my body.
No, listen, I asked the question because I wanted a reasonable answer to it, and that is, under which circumstance would you, because again, I'm saying that it's not like he drew a swastika. It's two skulls, but it is called a Totenkopf. It is literally, what it stands for is what it stands for. At the time that he got it, we did not have a culture of everybody being called a Nazi, so to speak, or it being sort of a slur, if you will.
But we still had a very strong support for our Jewish brethren, right? We did fight, like the entire world fought a war in defense of what was being done to these people unjustly.
No,
right? The entire world came together.
Understood.
It would never be
Yeah, in essence, that's what you're saying. It's like, even if it's tongue-in-cheek, even if it's a variation of such, it is never
Go ahead and get your
appropriate.
flaming cross right on your chest, and you know.
Agreed.
Why don't you go ahead and put a little ghost behind it?
Yeah. Joshua says, thank you, Joshua. I appreciate you. Joshua says, anyone who gets a tattoo researches it. That man knew what he was getting done on his skin. Again, that's what I'm saying.
I want to leave a little bit of room because not everyone is researching their tattoos. Some people,
Right, and you were saying that
there are those people who don't necessarily do the research. Like, oh yeah, that's a cool tattoo. I think I saw a tattoo one time and I was like, oh yeah, I like that. And then the tattoo artist explained to me what it was. I honestly don't remember what the tattoo was or what its meaning was. But I remember distinctly going, oh yeah, no, that does not align with Rozan at all.
But what were you calling? What's the name of the Asian one? The symbol?
Kanji.
Kanji. Okay. Sorry.
Kanji.
Whatever. Yes, there are some people who will get a kanji tattoo thinking, or sometimes being duped into believing that it's something that it's not.
Woman, but really it says dog fart. You know what I mean? Like, it happens a lot. So I actually researched mine a lot. Like I wanted to make sure, and I have a low-ranking soldier because when I got this, I was just a private. So I wanted to get the appropriate.
That's all I was wondering. That was the whole point that I was just asking. Anyway.
Dog fart.
We'll take a... Get out of here. Let's take another break. Mark Christopher's back. He is in the VPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
I was introduced to a tattoo back in the 70s on Fantasy Island.
Remember goodness gracious.
Remember tattoo?
Yes. Hervé Villachez.
Rich Corinthian leather.
Yeah, in fact, actually, he's small enough to fit on your shoulder, to be honest, now to think about it.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good point. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, if you're southbound 91, look for slow traffic from 33 down to 32 A and B, and again, 27 to 28. Northbound 91 is slowing 21 to 22 in Cromwell. Again, a little slow up by 25, 26 in Wethersfield. If you're on the westbound side of 84, delays approaching 57 in East Hartford. Again, 56 Governor Street out to 47 Sigourney Street. 84 eastbound's locked up, 44 Prospect Oakwood into the tunnel. 2 westbound's a little tight, 1D up to the 84 West merge. 9 northbound slowing 22 in Middletown up to the Arraignment Bridge. 9 southbound look for slow traffic from the 72 interchange down to exit 25 in New Britain. Earlier accident there. Westbound 84 heavy this afternoon. Sluggish stop and go from the 691 interchange in Cheshire all the way up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. If you're southbound on the Parkway, delays approaching 51 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel, and 95 South New Haven tight 48 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy overnight, the low temperature down to 61, up to 90 tomorrow with a few thunderstorms late in the day. Those storms can produce flooding downpours and localized damaging winds. A few thunderstorms producing downpours and winds early tomorrow night, otherwise mostly cloudy down to 67. Not as hot on Sunday with a high of 84. There will be a couple of showers around and a thunderstorm mainly later in the day. And then mostly sunny, 81, less humid Monday. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
Still 91 degrees, 5 o'clock. I'm Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News. Wall Street takes a big Friday fall with big tech stocks losing big. The NASDAQ down more than 1,100 points, more than 4%. The Dow down almost 700. The S&P dropped 200. Earlier, the U.S. Labor Department issued a strong jobs report for the month of May.
Analysts have been expecting about 80,000 jobs to have been added to the U.S. economy last month. Instead, they added a solid 172,000, showing resilience despite rising costs from the war. Revised numbers for March and April also show even more hiring than had been reported. The unemployment rate remains unchanged at 4.3%, where it's been for most of the year.
ABC's Sherry Preston reporting. With multiple investigations into Aaron Stewart's spending as mayor of New Britain and a severance package the city says she was not entitled to, and her $31,000 grad school tuition paid for by the city, and her handling of a charity fund, there is the matter of her campaign finances. Stewart ended her run for governor last month. She received more than $800,000 in state campaign financing. According to state figures, her campaign account held $487,000 at the end of March. A new report is due at the end of June. The State Elections Enforcement Commission says whatever's left after campaign debts are paid is due to be returned to the state by July 2027. Governor Lamont signs a bill banning handguns, including Glocks, that can be easily converted to automatic fire. New Haven Mayor Justin Elliker was at the signing.
As a human being, I just can't understand it. Why anyone would think that a semi-automatic weapon that can be converted into an automatic weapon is appropriate for anyone other than a police officer or a military officer.
Republican State Senator Rob Sampson calls the bill unconstitutional. The governor now in Newtown for a roundtable on National Gun Violence Awareness Day with members of the Junior Newtown Action Alliance, which is hosting a rally and march starting at the old police station at 6 tonight. Former Hartford police officer Joseph Magnano hugged police who showed up to support him at his court appearance this morning. Magnano charged with manslaughter in the February shooting of Stevie Jones. Police responded to a mental health call. The state inspector general says Magnano failed to make reasonable attempts to use non-lethal force, and Jones was not an imminent threat. The police union says he was. Magnano was later fired by Hartford Mayor Arunan Arulapalam. He's free on $50,000 bond and will be back in court next month. A federal court in Virginia just heard the case of President Trump's ballroom. A lower court stopped construction because Congress didn't sign off on the project.
Much of the 2-hour appeals court proceeding focused on whether the National Trust for Historic Preservation has standing to sue over the ballroom project. A lawyer for the Justice Department put forward the administration's view that courts cannot stop the construction. And in response to a hypothetical question posed by one of the 3 judges, the government's lawyer said if the president suddenly decided to bulldoze the Statue of Liberty, no one would have standing to sue once the damage has been done.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy, the federal judge in Boston, strikes down a White House policy making it harder for immigrants from 39 countries to stay and enter the U.S. The policy was enacted after the National Guard shooting last year. Judge John McConnell says the policy, quote, threw the lives of countless immigrants living in the U.S. into indeterminate legal limbo. Talks to end the U.S. war with Iran appears to be going nowhere. The White House insists the ceasefire is holding, even though the sides have exchanged fire this week. And ABC's Tom Soufi reports the U.S. boarding a tanker.
They say it was being used by Iran to move sanctioned oil around the globe. Now, we have seen similar incidents in that part of the world over the last few weeks. The U.S. has not only been enforcing its own U.S. military blockade on Iranian ports in the Arabian Sea, but also intercepting a number of these oil tankers, which it says is part of Iran's so-called shadow fleet to move around its oil contrary to U.S. sanctions. So it's about upping the pressure on Iran, but of course Iran still has control of the Strait of Hormuz.
Again, the NASDAQ was down 1,100 points. The Dow dropped almost 700. The S&P was down 200 points. In sports, Game 2 of the NBA Finals, Knicks in San Antonio. New York took Game 1. Red Sox at the Yankees. Play-by-play coverage on WTIC starts with the pregame at 6:05. Aaron Judge now on the injured list, out indefinitely with a broken rib. The Mets in San Diego, first place Yard Goats in Portland, and in the WNBA, the Sun in Chicago. For more, check out WTIC.com. I'm Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combination therapies that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and to the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. That's northeastmenshealth.com. Northeast Men's Health, advanced medical science to empower male performance.
I'm Tom O'Hanlon, and you're listening to Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Tom O'Hanlon. Haven't heard his voice in quite a while. You know what time it is, Rozan, don't you? You don't know? Come on. Really?
Go ahead.
News! News! Happy birthday goes to Troy Sivan. Or Sivan, sorry, pop singer. He turns 31. Don't know who he is, don't care. Pete Wentz, the bassist and lyricist from Fall Out Boy. You know who they are, Rozan, don't you? He turns 47 years old. I know you know this guy because you probably crooned to a lot of his music. R&B singer Brian McKnight turns 57. This one, talk about in a way, way back machine. Saxophonist, jazz saxophonist, Kenny G.
Yeah, was he like 80?
70. And Nico McBrain, the drummer for Iron Maiden, turned 74. Yes, Brain. That's also on this day in music, June 5th, 1956, Elvis Presley made his second appearance on the Milton Berle Show, where he performed Hound Dog. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. 1965, the soundtrack to The Sound of Music, one of my favorite soundtracks, other than Dirty Dancing, began a remarkable 70-week run at number one on the UK album chart. The Rodgers and Hammerstein classic also dominated the U.S., staying on the Billboard 200 for over 4 years, becoming one of the decade's top-selling albums. Country music legend Conway Twitty died on this day in 1983. And in 1964, the Rolling Stones played their first U.S. concert in San Bernardino, California, launching their American tour and helping spread the British invasion sound. And last but not least, June 5th, very important dates in history. It is also the date of the assassination at the Ambassador Hotel of Robert F. Kennedy, and it is also the day in 2004 that Ronald Wilson Reagan passed away. Let's get to Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
Hi, Reese. Thank you very much. Well, if you're 91 southbound coming into Hartford, you're going to have delays 33 down to 32 A and B. Another bump down by exit 28. Another slowdown 19 to 18 in Meriden. On the westbound side of 84, we have a crash in East Hartford just prior to exit 58. Left lane out and the HOV lane out there. Delays are back to the 384 on-ramp behind that. Once you get around that, just a little slow from the Bulkley Bridge out to exit 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound slowing 44 Prospect Oakwood down to the Bulkley. If you are traveling into Middletown, 9 northbound slowing from exit 22 up to the Arraignment Bridge. 84 westbound in Cheshire's tied up now. Sluggish from the 691 interchange right up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Southbound Parkway delays 51 into the West Rock Tunnel. 95 southbound New Haven slowing 46 down to exit 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Plenty of sunshine out there. We've hit our high temperature of very close to 90 this afternoon. We dropped to 61 overnight with a partly cloudy sky. We have to watch out for thunderstorms producing some downpours and gusty winds tomorrow afternoon as a front comes through. The high temperature 90 before those storms roll in. A couple of evening thunderstorms tomorrow night and then mostly cloudy. The low temperature 67. We will keep an eye on for severe weather again tomorrow night. Now on Sunday we'll have a mix of sun and clouds with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm mainly later in the day as another front comes through. The high temperature 84. That front will bust the heat and humidity for Monday. Mostly sunny 81. Mostly sunny 86 on Tuesday and back to the humidity and the heat on Wednesday. Partly sunny up to 91. Right now it's 89 in Bristol, 88 in Glastonbury, and 88 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Make your money work harder for your future. Catch Johnson Brunetti's Money Wisdom tomorrow morning at 8:30 for essential retirement tips. Only on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Have bad teeth that need to be replaced? Don't like removable dentures? Worry no more. Come on down to Columbia Implant Center in Manchester any day of the week and ask for the all-on-4 procedure. Call us at 860-643-1898.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
From politics to news to music to movies and anything above the sun and outer space and beyond, it's Reese on the radio. Damn, he's good. Only on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Hey, speaking of somebody we haven't talked to in a long time, somebody just asked me about him today. White Mike is on the line. What's going on, sir? Oh, my bad. Hold on.
Man,
there he
well,
is. Hey, man.
Hey, man. Well, so congratulations on your 7 years of sobriety. I will tell you that I'm not a quitter, so I shouldn't be joining you there.
Thank you.
So one real quick thing. Hey, Rozan, I see you were there, and as someone who lives in Florida, I want to let you know that the Seminole Nation owned black slaves.
Yes, I'm not from the Seminole Nation. I made it very clear that I was from Texas, where the Alamo in part was fought because of Mexico's opposition to slavery.
Well, but let's not forget that the Native Americans were not a friend of the black.
No,
they had no problem enslaving them. At all.
We definitely. I learned that the hard way after watching Don Cheadle's. What the heck was the name of that episode with Skip Gates? Do you know where you're from?
Yeah. I was saying, who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy? Anyway, what's up?
I want to know, am I the only one that thinks it's a bit suspicious that there's so much protesters and counter-protesters in Texas on this Carmelo Anthony thing? I want to know who's funding these people on both sides. Who's funding Jake Lang?
I saw that guy. Is he the one who's wearing the vest?
Yeah, he was a J6er.
Yeah.
He's Jewish. There's video of him from a few years ago kissing the wall and wearing a yarmulke.
Okay.
And he goes to jail for J6. Now he comes out and he tells he's an evangelical Christian. And he's over here stirring up crap with these people. And then you've got these protesters supporting Carmelo, making death threats to people outside the courthouse.
I saw that.
And
by the way, the sheriffs
is organic.
And the sheriffs are pretty much just keeping them apart. And there's no first of all, these threats are supposed to be actionable. Right? You're supposed to be able to arrest people when you see someone making a threat on another person's life verbally. You can arrest them. And the sheriffs aren't doing anything.
If you're saying the only good cracker is a dead cracker in front of the cops, I think they should slap cuffs on you.
Yeah.
And nothing's happening.
Even as for a desk appearance ticket.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there is nobody who is more obviously guilty than Carmelo Anthony. I mean, he admitted his guilt.
Yes.
The entire argument is, somebody pushed him, so the logical response is to stab this kid to death with a K-bar or whatever he had.
Yeah.
And that's that's the argument I'm seeing from his quote supporters online. It's like, keep your hands to yourself. But that's not how it's supposed to work. Self-defense does not mean you stab somebody. And I know what Carmelo Anthony did, and you know what he did. You know the scenario as well as I do in my head. He went over to cause trouble. He was going to steal because he's an athlete. He knew people kept their personal stuff in the tent. And when he showed his shall we say, his YN side, that nice young Christian boy came over to calm him down, and things got heated and it got physical, and for some reason Carmelo stabbed him to death and then ran.
What the part that I don't seem to understand from the people on Carmelo Anthony's side is, what are they arguing for, other than the fact that they know the inevitability of a conviction that is going to happen for this boy? He's going to jail, whether they like it or not. What are they arguing for? Because nothing is going to. I mean, he killed the boy. Whether they
believe it's justified.
Well, I don't care what they believe. Yeah, I know they believe it. I know.
Yeah, the argument is it's self-defense and that he should walk because nobody has a right to tell a young black guy what to do.
Yeah, but even with that, I'll go this far, right? What I believe in the people who are supporting of Carmelo Anthony, and this is really what I believe, this is an opportunity to get on camera and to go viral. This is nothing more than social media campaigning off of a tragedy that everyone knows was the fault of this young man who killed him.
There's a degree of clickbait to it, but you also have to understand, like, somebody recently said that the ability to read is wasted on many people. And what that means is they have the ability to read it, but they're not smart enough to digest the information.
Very good. And,
that's
again,
what you have here.
Right. And this is a case where none of them would even take a minute to understand the case law here, or even look at, is there a clear video of this as of yet? Or because we tried to find video of it.
I think what they said was the video is kind of from a distance, and you see him go under the tent, but you don't see what's happening.
Yeah, in fact, there's a video across the field coming from, I guess, what would be the command center of the track, like sort of where they keep score and where all the technology is sort of stored, or where the broadcast booth is. That's the word I'm looking for. Where the broadcast booth is.
Yeah, it's just tribal. I mean, you can't deny that it's
tribal. I don't think it's tribal.
The only reason they're supporting him is because he's black. This is black guy killed white guy. Black guy can't be wrong.
Yes.
This is just tribal by dumb people.
Yes, I do believe that it's tribal in the sense of, here is something that we can turn into an issue, even though we know bottom line. Because you would have asked these people, outside of the scope or outside of this, rabble-rousing going on outside the courtroom, if you pull them aside and you simply ask them, dude, this guy's got to go to jail. He killed a young man. Yes? And they would all tell you, but, we just out there screaming because other people are trying, call it this and call it that. I'm like, okay, so you're telling me that the kid's got to go to jail for what he did, but you're out here for what? And I don't even understand that.
I think a lot of them really believe it's justified. Like that in their mindset, it's that FAFO, don't want none, there won't be none kind of stuff. And it's like, oh, he pushed him, they were bullied, so the response is to stab him. And it's like, no, at best you get in a fight and take your licks. But I have a hard time believing that this 4.0 student who was committed to a college, who was a Christian, who everybody loved, was going to throw everything away over this little piece of trash.
Hey, by the way, is there a death penalty in this case?
No, because he was a minor when he did it, so he's not death penalty available. They're probably going to get him for murder too. I mean, murder one's a hard one because you have to prove he intended to go there and kill somebody.
Right.
But my prediction is he's going to spend 40 years being a Maytag. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know the deal. What were we going to say, Rozan?
So in the state of Texas, it's a stand your ground state, right? So if you are being accosted, you have every right to defend yourself.
That's a defense that they're using.
Using any type of force. However, the stand your ground law does not protect you if you are the active aggressor.
Yeah.
So this Carmelo kid went over to the other school. That is already an act of aggression.
Yeah.
He engaged in a verbal altercation with other students whom he did not know. That is also an act of aggression.
Right.
So if he walked over, acted aggressively, the boy who stood his ground to protect his area, his property, his friends, he had every right to stand his ground.
Right.
So
And
Carmelo being
I
the
kind of
aggressor, aggressor, he is not protected by a stand your ground. This is not justified.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, now, there is a bit of a caveat there. In Florida, anyway, the way it works with stand your ground is you are allowed to use self-defense in a lethal manner, even if you started the problem, if the person you started it with continues to be aggressive after you are no longer a threat.
Right.
In other words, just because you're a jerk doesn't mean you get beaten to death.
Right.
I don't think that's this case.
Texas
okay?
Penal Law Code subsection 9.3 and 9.32. That's what I was just reading. That if you are the one provoking the incident,
Right, by showing up into another team's tent.
If you are the provoker, you are not protected by the stand your ground law.
And-
You provoked
And
it.
this is fine, but it also, I'm sure it follows Florida statute that even if you're the aggressor, you're no longer a threat, they don't get to execute you.
Well, I believe.
And
Look,
that's what
I
it is.
believe that this defense is going to fall apart. I mean, what are we on? Day one?
sure.
How many days are we on now? Well, day one, day two.
I think it's 2. I think it started when maybe today was 3.
Yeah.
But it's just terrifying, man, because I know that there's going to be somebody who gets paid if this goes the way it's going to go, and he's going to get found guilty. Somebody's going to try some rabble-rousing crap, and I think Texas is the wrong place to do it, as Rozan knows.
Without a doubt, my friend, the wrong place and the wrong time. Texas is having none of that mess. That is without a doubt. I'll tell you that.
It's disgusting. I understand that the left is looking for a case, but man, they had a better chance with that case where the Raymond Chow shot the kid who he thought stole the bottle of water.
Yeah,
that one is far more questionable than this one. You want to be upset about something? Be upset about that one, because that one I get the guy being tired of being ripped off by a little thuglets, but if he chased this guy down for a bottle of water, and then the confrontation happened outside the store, I don't know how I feel about that one.
Yeah.
But Carmelo Anthony needs to hang. Shame he can't hang. He needs to hang. He's a piece of crap.
Yeah, he killed the boy. He didn't even have to. Thank you, Mike, as always.
He killed somebody who was going to benefit the world. I have no doubt that boy was going to marry and produce productive children. And that's been stolen from us. That's been stolen over a moment of stupidity.
Can you not?
Jail-bound anyway.
Thank you. He was doing so well, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you, Mike. Have a good weekend. Why, Mike? Always coming through when you least expect him to.
So he's being charged with first-degree murder.
Is it first?
Tried as an adult.
Wow.
So
he could get the death penalty.
I mean, let's find out.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Texas is a different
animal down there.
Oh, yeah. It just is. It just is.
I was just talking with someone last night. It's interesting how states like Connecticut, and Chicago, the city of Chicago, D.C., Baltimore, where guns are not allowed, people are being violently robbed at gun and knife point.
Yeah.
You don't have that happening in San Antonio.
Mm-mm.
You don't have people walking into gas stations and holding up the joint. Why? Everybody has a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, from the oldest of grannies with a walker to the thuggest of thugs.
And that's a
Everybody's
mindset.
carrying
And that's
it.
the thing. It's a mindset. You are saying to yourself, yes, I'm starving. I'm a person who invades homes. And if I go at the wrong hour and I wake one of these people up, there's a high likelihood that somebody is going to pull out
shoot me.
Yeah.
Remember when the crazy guy was losing his mind and the cops barricaded
Sure
the
enough.
street? Everybody came out of their houses with their guns.
Yeah.
Everybody. I mean,
Exactly. Raring to go. Some of the most liberal people on the block.
Came outside with their guns.
Packing.
Absolutely.
They're just like,
So-
don't hurt him. I'll do it.
Right. Police brutality if you do it. If I do it, I'm
Yeah,
standing my ground.
I'm protecting my neighborhood.
Right. So
Yeah, it's-
this is not a death penalty case.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, prohibits
they
death
say that
penalty.
it does?
U.S. Supreme Court ruling Roper v. Simmons, 2005, prohibits the death penalty for crimes committed by persons under the age of 18.
Adam just told me that they kept what's his name, Carmelo Anthony's. His GoFundMe still exists while Joe Magnano's was ended. Isn't that wild?
I mean, it makes sense in the current climate. Joe Magnano's not a black guy randomly doing vicious crime.
Anyway, yeah, that's incredible and quite heartbreaking. Gosh, we're about to get up out of here soon, about to end it. If you want to call in, please do, 860-522-WTIC. Kimberly, I saw your earlier comment. I didn't say that Rozan was fat, okay? I said that I wanted her to be fat.
Right. And I did indicate that I have put on a lot of weight. Now, I know that this isn't fat to the average person, but I have gone up 6 pant sizes
Kimberly
in the
also
5 years since we've been together.
Kimberly also says, it seems like the Totenkopf is the least of Platner's worries these days. You got that right. Yeah. You got that right. I was just looking at the 5, and the 5 had on the lower third, it says, do Democrats believe all women, or do they care about women anymore? And I'm going,
No, they let men in our private places. I'm sorry, we're not even called women anymore. Are we called citizens with uteri?
no, you're called
uterus citizens?
No, it's not breeders. What is the other one?
It may as well be
birthers.
breeders.
It's other things.
It's uterus having neighbors. Remember what politician said that? Was it?
No, that was
California.
No, that was Texas. Telefrico. Yeah, Telefrico. He said our neighbors with uteruses. Yeah.
What is going on today?
It's the wildest thing ever.
God.
We'll come back. We'll take your phone calls. 860-522-WTIC. Let's get some traffic and weather in. Your Mark Christopher's back. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Girls, you make the rockin' world go
I love that song. Yes, sir.
You can tell you guys are in love. If Roseanne's putting on a few pounds, that means you guys are comfortable with each other.
Keep encouraging her. Have another slice of pizza, Roseanne.
It's not going where I want it. I look like I'm 4 months pregnant.
Enjoy that slice of pizza because you are in a great area for pizza.
No
so
doubt.
Enjoy it all. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, look out for an accident on the westbound side of 84. It was in the left HOV lane and the left lane. They moved it over to the right lane now on the right shoulder just prior to exit 58 in East Hartford. So delays are back to the 384 interchange behind that. Westbound 84 is a little slow, 47 out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. Eastbound 84 slows about a half mile before 46 an Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound delays 33 down to 32 A and B. And again, some slow traffic approaching 19 down to 17 in Meriden. 9 northbound slowing 22 up to the Arraignment Bridge in Middletown. In Cheshire, westbound 84 delays approaching 26 up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Southbound Parkway, you've got delays now from 52 in Hamden down into the West Rock Tunnel. 95 southbound delays 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy overnight, the low temperature down to 61, up to 90 tomorrow with a few thunderstorms late in the day. Those storms can produce flooding downpours and localized damaging winds. A few thunderstorms producing downpours and winds early tomorrow night, otherwise mostly cloudy down to 67. Not as hot on Sunday with a high of 84. There will be a couple of showers around and a thunderstorm mainly later in the day. And then mostly sunny, 81, less humid Monday. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
90 degrees in Hartford at 5:30. I'm Dave Mager, WTIC News. A red Friday on Wall Street as big tech stocks got hammered. The NASDAQ was down 1,100 points, or more than 4%. The Dow dropped almost 700 points, and the S&P was down 200. This after a better-than-expected jobs report.
The U.S. economy added 172,000 jobs in May, almost double what most analysts had been predicting. That lowers the risk of a recession. However, wage gains were modest at best. Young people are finding it tough to break into the job market because so many companies, while they aren't firing people, aren't really hiring them either. And employees haven't been leaving jobs they don't like either. The number of people who quit in April dropped to the lowest level since August of 2020, when COVID was running rampant. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
State environmental crews are helping clean up a backyard in North Branford, strewn with propane tanks, pool chemicals, and much more. Police call it a hoarding situation. Early this morning, some of those tanks blew up. Neighbor Nicole Trowbridge had to scramble to move her kids to safety.
Propane can go up at any point, but the fact that there's other stuff in the yard that is now like chemicals, and we have kids in the neighborhood, not really surprised. That's the most worrisome, is the aftermath.
The audio from WFSB, no one was hurt. The cleanup could take days. A former Stratford High School wrestling coach is facing a second sexual assault claim. Jordan Myron was previously accused of assaulting a 17-year-old girl in 2023. After his arrest in that case, a young woman told police she was sexually assaulted by Myron when she was 15. He was the victim's coach. Myron faces 6 counts of second-degree sexual assault and illegal sexual contact with a minor. That's just in the new case. He's free on $200,000 bond. The Senate pulled an all-nighter in passing a $70 billion bill to fund ICE and Border Patrol. Senator Richard Blumenthal tells WTIC Republicans voted down a number of amendments, including a plan to permanently block the president's $1.8 billion fund for his allies, including those convicted in the January 6th attack.
In this case, what the Republicans did was pass, in effect, 3 years' worth of funding. It funds those agencies for the entire remainder of the Trump presidency, which is really unprecedented.
Blumenthal was on WTIC's Brian and Company this morning. The bill now heads to the House. A key change at the agency that oversees the state parks and much more. Deep Commissioner Katie Dykes will leave her position next month. The governor's office says she'll be exploring new professional opportunities. She's been commissioner since 2019. Sports tonight. Big one, Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Knicks in San Antonio. New York took Game 1. Red Sox at the Yankees. Play-by-play coverage on WTIC starts with the pregame at 6:05. Aaron Judge, now on the injured list, out indefinitely with a broken rib. He told reporters this afternoon he initially injured that rib back in April. Mets in San Diego, the first-place Yard Goats in Portland, and the Sun in Chicago. For more, check out WTIC.com. I'm Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
At a huge law firm, does your case feel lost? And at a small firm, they might not have the muscle to truly fight for you. At BPS Lawyers, we're small enough to give your case the personal attention it deserves, yet large enough with the resources and expertise to get the job done right every time. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Glastonbury, Hartford, Essex, East Hampton, New Hartford, and Simsbury. Visit bpslawyers.com or call 860-CALL-BPS. Nick Payne-Dearest is responsible for the content of this ad.
Brian Jackman here for CertaPro Painters. I love my home, but I did notice in the kitchen especially that scuffs, faded colors. I knew I needed to do something about it, so that's why I got in touch with CertaPro Painters. They can do something that not only protects your home, makes it look great, makes you happy to be in that space all the time. CertaPro Painters is dedicated to bringing fresh color to your home with quality craftsmanship. Check it out yourself so you can schedule that free estimate online right now at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
As dads, it's our job to capture as many memories with our kids as possible. It's also our job to embarrass them, and if we're lucky, we get to do both. That's why I'm thankful my son created Legacy Box, the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos.
And I'll never recover from the time you showed up to my middle school dance to disco in front of everyone. Thanks, Dad. But he's right. Simply fill your Legacy Box with your old VHS, camcorder tapes, film reels, and photos, and we'll do the rest.
And in just a couple of weeks, you'll get your originals back, along with a DVD, thumb drive, or cloud delivery. Stuff that even an old man like me can figure out.
Plus, for a limited time, we're offering a special Father's Day sale.
Go to legacybox.com/radio to get an incredible deal. Buy today to take advantage of this limited offer. Go to legacybox.com/radio
to get started and save.
legacybox.com/radio.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
Rozan, you know what time it is.
Now, what have we learned?
What have we learned?
What have we learned from this little fable?
So what have we learned if nothing else, children?
So what have we learned, huh? So what have we learned from that?
So what have we learned here today? What have we learned so far?
What have we learned today, Rozan?
I learned that black people don't like the cops. I didn't just learn it. I mean, it's one thing to logically know it. It's another thing to see it in action. Although all 4 of the community activists that showed up, I don't think that was a very loud voice for them. I also learned that activists are a lot smaller in person. They look bigger on TV and on Facebook, but in person, they're really small. I learned that it took us longer to get seated in the courtroom than the actual arraignment. Yeah, it took longer for everybody to get seated. I also learned, which I didn't actually get to talk about, but the Marine Corps does have UCMJ action for tattoos, that Platner's chain of command either failed to report or just simply didn't care. I also don't know where any of his friends are, the ones that he got all these matching tattoos with. So,
wow, that is actually very important to all of this.
So I learned that. I learned that my husband is, well, I didn't learn it. I was just reminded of your fragility when it comes to anything that remotely resembles pain or discomfort.
You mean in the tattoo department?
Remember the time you said I stabbed you when I poked you with a toy? It was an aggressive poking. It wasn't a stabbing.
You stabbed me, Roseanne.
It didn't break the skin and there was no blood. It's not a stabbing.
Anyway, you know what I learned?
What did you learn?
I learned that there are a lot of people out there who have no idea what they're doing. That's all.
Well, they all need a Reese.
Yep. Anyway, that's about it. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher is here. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, everyone. If you are traveling on the westbound side of 84 coming into Hartford, a little slow over the 384 on-ramp, and then again, you're a little tight as you move from 47 out to 44 Prospect, Oakwood, and West Hartford. Eastbound 84 slows approaching 46th Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound, look for slow traffic from exit 33 Jennings Road down to 32A and B. And then the south of downtown, just a little slowdown as you move down into Meriden between exit 19 and 17 for the Wilbur-Cross Parkway. Now, if you are traveling into Middletown, both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Arraignment Bridge. 84 westbound, some sluggish traffic, 22 to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound in Cheshire, you've got some sluggish traffic now as you move from 26 down to the 691 interchange. On the westbound side of 691, look out for an accident now as you move between exit 3 and 5 on the westbound side of 691. So you've got delays kicking back behind that. And if you're heading into New Haven right now, on the southbound side of the Parkway, you're going to see some slow traffic from exit 51 down to 50 in Hamden. 95 southbound delays 46 to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by NJM Insurance Group.
If you dread dealing with your insurance more than you dread yard work, with a swarm of hungry mosquitoes buzzing around, then you might have Insuranoia. You should have NJM Insurance. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders.
WTIC weather.
We've got plenty of sunshine out there, and the heat is going to roll on all the way through most of the weekend until we get a little bit of a reprieve on Sunday. Overnight, partly cloudy down to 61. Watch for a couple of thunderstorms producing some downpours and gusty winds late tomorrow after it hits 90 degrees. We will have some of those thunderstorms carry on through tomorrow night as well, and then mostly cloudy, the low temperature 67. Mix of sun and clouds and a couple of showers on Sunday, perhaps a thunderstorm later, the high temperature 84. Mostly sunny, less humid Monday, Tuesday, the high temperature 81 on Monday, 86 on Tuesday, back to 91 on Wednesday with a partly sunny sky. Right now, 88 in New Britain, 89 in Southington, and 88 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Make your money work harder for your future. Catch Johnson Brunetti's Money Wisdom tomorrow morning at 8:30 for essential retirement tips. Only on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Tune in tomorrow night to WTIC News Talk 1080 as the Boston Red Sox take on the New York Yankees. Sponsored by BPS Lawyers. When it comes to the law, you don't just need a lawyer, you need a full-service law firm.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
With McValue at participating McDonald's, get our meal deal featuring a McDouble, 4-piece McNuggets, small fries, and a small Coke for $6. Or get a McChicken deal for $5. Price of participation may vary.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, or struggling with brain fog and your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older, be stronger in the gym, be sharper at work, be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Whittlesey Accounting Advisory Technology wants you to think about golf. Travelers Championship opening day is in just 17 days.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, that's a wrap for us. We are about to take it out of here and return to regular lives. We're going to have dinner with a couple from church. Going to have some dinner tonight. I'm very excited and apprehensive at the same time on what we're going to eat because I know it's going to be a traditional dish from one of their homelands. So
Homeland? You make it
yes.
sound like it's a different planet.
You know,
like we're eating, like...
You know how I am about dishes that aren't American, like, Chinese food and pizza. I'm just apprehensive. You remember the last time I went to dinner with your dad? Well, the first time I went to dinner with your dad. Paella. Remember that?
Yes.
That what I can only describe as a physical experience? I was sweating. No food should make you sweat.
You're such a princess.
I'm just saying. It was like a labor. Like, it was laborious to have that food.
Whatever.
And he sat there and he mocked me. Hey, how's that food taste, son? And I went, it's hot. It's hot. And it's making me sweat. Like it was.
I don't know what to tell you. I know that I have a greater tolerance for physical pain than you.
Yes.
So I hear you. I'll never forget when you hurt your shoulder and you're like, oh, you have no idea. It's like the worst pain in the entire world. You've never felt anything like this before. And I'm like, let's see. I'm literally in pain every single day of my life. There's a part of my body that is aching right now. Like I'm always in pain.
Is it?
Yes. I had a C-section with no drugs. You know how many layers of flesh they had to cut through to pull a human out of my body? And you want to tell me that a twinge in your shoulder is the worst pain? I've never felt anything like it before. Give me a friggin' break, man.
You don't know my pain.
I have a tampon in my purse. Do you want it?
Ooh,
Some
it's
Midol?
always, see, you know,
Do you want some Midol?
you always have to go deep. Right?
Princess Sophia?
You have to go so mean and
Well,
so.
you know, because
okay.
you know what you're acting like?
Yes.
A baby back.
There we go.
Forget all of you. You're not my friends.
Triple B.
Triple B. Like you need one of those.
All I said was that I'm not prepared to eat spicy food from another planet. I mean, another home, another place, another country.
I hope
and
they
it's
are not
just,
listening
No, I'm
tonight.
teasing. Uli knows I'm teasing. My point is that I'm not good at eating foreign food. I'm just not.
Listen, if you guys are listening, just set aside a little plate of white rice and a piece of boiled chicken and a glass of milk, and
Boom.
Reese will be happy.
But no milk though.
Okay, a glass of water.
Water's perfect. Yeah, I don't only.
Don't put any pepper. Don't
Nope.
put any salt. Don't
Nope.
put any garlic. Put nothing on it. In fact,
Sad.
just put it somewhere so it sits in the sun. And
I
it
have enough
cures.
excitement in my life. I don't need it in food.
Sad.
Just I don't know. I told you 1,000 times. You people make food out to be something.
It's love, man.
I understand it's love, but guess what? Can it just be a simple love where it's just again plain rice, chicken, and some water? I can eat that all day, every day, and I wouldn't care. I wouldn't once bat an eye.
You need a little Cajun seasoning
No.
rub on there.
He married himself a Mexican
A little
woman.
butter and salt in your rice. You know, maybe throw some green beans on top and some potatoes on the
He
side.
married a Mexican woman, and he wants boiled rice and boiled chicken.
Yeah, I don't care. I just don't. And I'm going to enjoy the dinner. I'm sure it will be flavorful and
I love you all
an
of the
experience.
time, except when it comes time to eat. I want to go to a Thai restaurant. I want to go to a pho place. I want to go get some bibimbap. I want to get some
bibimbap.
Oh, I love bibimbap. I want to go and get some adobo. I want to go get food. I like food. It makes me happy. How do you think I went up 6 pant sizes? It's not from eating with you. I have to go sneak around eating behind your back. That's probably what happened. I
You said you like
fat
to
on
eat
accident.
pho.
Pho.
Pho?
Pho.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but what is that?
It's like a Vietnamese soup.
A Vietnamese soup? Okay. Do you think that somebody would start a restaurant called I Don't Give a Pho? And people would go?
Yeah, absolutely.
There is a restaurant in Virginia called Pho. It's PHO King.
Pho.
But the PHO is spelled pho.
Pho, yes.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep.
That sounds like a great
That's a legit
place.
restaurant. In fact, I'm going to find it and I'm going to show it to you.
Doug says your dinner would probably be awesome. Awesome. Doug, I'm sure it is. It's with our music director. We're going to his dinner. We're going to his home for dinner today, and I'm sure it will be. Boris says, Rush Hour Chris Tucker is told by Jackie Chan his Asian tattoo meaning is a love relationship. Chris is the woman. I don't know. I don't remember that scene. Look, I'm just saying that I'm not prepared to eat food that I don't recognize because I don't know what I'm getting into. And if my body reacts in a way that you don't want to eat someone's food and give them that look like, it's rude. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be surprised. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I got to get to the phones. People are calling the phones.
Please do.
Mike is in Hartford. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm telling you, I remember back in the day, you guys were talking about hot food 30, 40 years ago.
Uh-huh.
We used to hit a Mexican restaurant where I was living, and we could bring our own tequila.
Huh.
And the food was the hottest food on earth. And when I got done at the end of the night, my face was as red as a lava rock.
And Mike is kind of a pale guy, so I can imagine.
Yeah, I'm fair-skinned, but I want you guys, take it easy on Rozan. She's fine the way she is. You don't have to lose or gain any weight. You're right there at the point. You're fine.
Thank you.
I think she's going to be okay.
I feel fine. I would like things to go back to where they used to be.
Yes. Yeah.
I'd like certain parts to move here, and I'd like to renegotiate where these parts are.
I'm sorry, Mike, what were you going to say before I let you go?
They've got it right down south, okay? I'd rather live in a neighborhood with people that are armed and are trained to kill people than a bunch of old folks. Well, I'm getting up there, but I would feel more secure Okay, from now on, if everybody was armed and well trained.
Yeah, without a doubt, sir. Have a good weekend. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks.
You got it. Lori's in Glastonbury. Hello, Lori.
Hey, friends. You know what I learned? I learned that not all lives matter.
Ah.
And I don't know if you guys heard about the YouTube couple who made an announcement about aborting their Down syndrome child.
Yes.
And all of the backlash that they rightfully received on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
My brother has Down syndrome. Don't get me wrong; he's been a pain in my butt my entire life.
But he's your brother.
He's your
so
brother.
That tracks.
But yeah, exactly. But it's amazing to me how the progressive liberal side wants to determine whose lives matter.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? I kind of know how we got here. Roseanne, I'm with you. I just want to go back to a time when we didn't do this.
Yeah.
When we thought that all babies were precious, because I'll tell you what, as much as he's a pain in my butt now and always was, when he was little, he was such a precious little doll. He was so cute and made the cutest faces, and he had so much joy until he figured out how to work a room and get what he wanted, because that's their secret power, is how to manipulate everybody to get what they want. But yeah, I just can we make people with disabilities, can we make their lives matter again? Can we do that? That would be great.
Indeed. Thank you, Lori. Have a great weekend, okay?
You too.
You got it. Sam's in Waterbury. How are you, sir?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
I'm all right. What do you got?
Hey, all I can say is when it comes to how fragile your wife thinks you are, suck it up, what? Suck it up, Buttercup. The one guy that I miss the most, that I wish we had now, was George Carlin.
Yeah, you could use some George Carlin.
He could turn this world on an end and make a killing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so funny. I was just watching a clip about of him talking about ideology. In fact, I saved it this morning. I think I'm probably going to play it on the air. You're 100% right. He had a way to turn a phrase and also to take an entire societal conversation or society's conversation and turn it on its head and put a degree of logic to it that people not only wouldn't have thought of, but sort of puts everything in a perspective. It kind of makes you go, you know what? I am losing it for the wrong reasons.
Total eye-opener.
Yeah, indeed.
And Roseanne?
Yes.
Don't be afraid to have that next slice of pizza.
I'm not afraid, I promise.
Listen, I'm a biker, and I am all about curbs. Have a great weekend.
You got it. You too. Last but not least, Steve's in Meriden. How are you, sir?
Hey, you got me on real good now.
There you go. He has a song that Steve is here, and he's been promising.
Great show. This is for Roseanne. Get her upbeat. I love you. We got to get all those old people out of the politics.
So you're the nearest to my heart. Please don't ever say we'll part.
One more line.
You. Okay.
And you were so bold.
How's that one for you?
Absolutely perfect. You put a smile on her face like I knew you would.
You got me right on schedule. It was unbelievable. I said, if I get on the end, I could send you off in a good tone.
Not a problem. Thank you, Steve. As always, you have a wonderful weekend. Okay.
I program intermittently today because I work in the afternoon.
I know, sir. We always love to support. You have a wonderful weekend. Okay.
Yeah, I got Bo Diddley coming for you next week.
No problem. Well prepared. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Catch you later.
You got it.
Bye.
Stephen Meriden always calls in with the great songs. He's got everything on a 45.
Oh, I love it.
So he's an aficionado of the music. I just got a great a text that I want to respond to off the air. Also, next week when we get back on the show, you may have heard that the video of the killing of J. Allen Jones is going to be released next week. That's finally going to happen. I'm going to have a conversation with the attorney for the mother, Jessica Jones. I'm going to talk to him. I don't know if he's going to be on the show, whether or not he wants to be on the show, but I know that there is going to be a pending lawsuit about that. So we will talk to them, and we'll tell you what we get from that conversation. I also understand there's some other details that have come out that we're going to see if we can make that public as well. Next week on the program, if I have some time, let me give you an update on this. Blah, 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 blah. What do we have? Okay, so on Monday on the program, we have Andrew Rice, who's also running in that District 3 with Chris Lancia against Rosa DeLaura. He's going to be on the show at 4 p.m. tomorrow. On Tuesday, we have DM Livingston of the Waterbury Times. He'll be on the program on Tuesday. Our next guest will probably be unless something changes. We've got Isabel Rude. She was supposed to be on today, but her schedule did not allow it. So she will be back on the she'll be here on the program on Friday at 4:00. And this is the young woman who is the EMT private business owner and is also running for office in Groton, I think in Groton.
I believe that's what it was.
Yeah, I think it is Groton. She'll be here on Friday of next week. So we've got some stuff planned, a lot of things to get into, and all I can say is that you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will tell you all about my dinner tonight as well. I think I'm going to go see the Freedom Truck tomorrow, since I know I'm having dinner tonight. I'll tell you all about it. The Freedom Truck is rolling all around. What do you got?
Appointment tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. You have an appointment tomorrow with Canines for Connecticut Vets, or the Favorite My Heart Foundation.
Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting one. We'll do that. We'll tell you all about it on Monday. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your minds. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. You have a good night, pleasant tomorrow. We'll see you back here on Monday. You be good out there. Mark Christopher, he's getting you home. He's getting you home safe. Oh, bye, Roseanne. Say good night, Roseanne.
Good night, Roseanne.
I'm so sorry. I know I messed that up. I'm sorry. Mark Christopher is getting you home. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Good night, sir.
Good night, Reese and Roseanne. Have a great weekend. Westbound 84 tied up, approaching the Bulkley Bridge in East Hartford out to 45. Flatbush 84 eastbound just a little slow as you move into the tunnel. 91 southbound delays Hartford 33 down to 32 on